Just used to blow his phone up, and you declined.
Yeah, because I was in the middle talking to the dude that was helping me. So,
Won't be concerned next time.
made me think of saying next time.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Y'all ready for some D&D?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Kill Cash wants to kill.
Woo. This will for sure be our last session. I was thinking we might finish last time, but we went a little bit long, so probably 2 hours at most. Frankly, it might be just like an hour, hour and a half. Um, but appreciate y'all getting here. I told Sony's group last time, so since this is like a pre-written campaign, or at least portions of it are, normally y'all wouldn't level up at the end of this chapter, but looking forward, I think this chapter we actually went a little bit long and put more content into it. I think next chapter is actually going to be pretty short. So actually, we are going to level up at the end of this chapter.
Hell
So y'all's homework for next time will be to go ahead and level your characters up to level 5. Um, a sort of reminder, the goal of this trip is we're tracking the cultists to Waterdeep, but we don't know what their plans are after that. So today, I believe where we last left off was, hey, like Jamna's decided to join the group. Um, she also showed y'all like, hey, y'all might want to be a little bit more careful because there were some stuff in the porridge that they were feeding y'all that looked like they might be out
Yeah.
to kill you. Y'all also returned back to your caravan and found. Let me see if I can find him.
Hard.
Y'all found Isbaro Jos sort of standing in front of y'all's friend Arun, who was like just screaming in pain, calling out for help. But he didn't seem to be making any actions towards him. But essentially, y'all confronted him before the one of the leaders of what y'all suspect to be the cultist caravan, who has also been very suspicious of y'all's activities recently. Arrived to his defense and said, "Oh yes, this is Isbara. He's going to be joining our caravan as additional security since we lost people." So, these are sort of the recent developments we've had. I believe if we talked last time, I think the plan was y'all are on sort of your last morning here, and then y'all are going to leave in the afternoon. So, kind of last chance to explore Daggerford if there's anything you want to do, and then we'll hit the road. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. In that case, I will leave it up to y'all. Unless does anybody else want to give an additional summary of some of the other things that happened last time for an inspiration point? Because I don't want to rob y'all of that.
I can't think of nothing.
Cool. Then let's just go for it. The only thing I'll add is that Aveline got her second flying snake, and
Yep.
that
Sadly.
Killcash wouldn't know anything about it because he didn't notice that there might have been some tomfoolery going on with his this dragon breath wine.
and I
Fuckers.
got my.
But in character, he would know nothing about that, right, Muffin?
Sure.
He knows nothing. He
Once I
suspects
find out, I'll lose
nothing.
shit.
What happened again? Do y'all remember? I think he caught Ray trying to like sneak the bottle out, and
To
while
try
he
and
was
swap
reprimanding
it
her,
or hide it.
Aveline came in the back and like actually hit him.
It feels
Yeah,
like 20 or something.
yeah, you were trying to hide it and
Oh, then there
you
was
got
like
caught.
entire like half the chapter where Muffin was like, where is that bar we went to? We're gonna go." And
Oh, yeah, we went on you guys went on like a travel.
Ray was like pissed, and she was like, "I'm not bailing you out of jail," and she ditched him, and he like went and, like apologized, and we were all taken aback. The character development.
Found him in the marketplace.
Yeah, he took y'all out to dinner, and I think he offered to pay for it.
We
But I think
did, and
Jamna ended up
then
paying for it.
I arm
Yeah,
wrestled,
after the arm wrestling.
and then they lost, and they paid for it. And but I
Yeah.
covered. I think I covered the dragon fire wine or whatever.
In Sad, Ray actually went through a little pixie door into the Feywilds at one point in one of the back alleys, right? And she got that the fool's, what was it? I think it was the fool's fool gold coin.
Yeah,
It's
with
just real.
So it's
Right.
real gold coin. Do you remember what that does? I think I said it at the time, but I don't think I wrote it down.
If I roll a nat 1 or 2 on my blast, then I get a reroll.
Yep. And I think you can do that, what is it, like once a day, twice a day?
That's pretty
I don't
nice.
I don't
Oh,
think I
just no limit.
but it's still really cool. I like it.
Cool. All right, so make sure you've got that in your inventory because I know that'll certainly come up at combat. Probably not today, but at some point in time. All right.
With the guy who was like attacking him last chapter, was there any way we could have gone to combat last time, or would you have just like, I don't know. I'm curious because I definitely am realized now that was very escalated and we could have done something.
Y'all could have, but there certainly would have been ramifications for that, right?
Interesting. Okay.
As far as y'all could tell, he wasn't doing anything.
Hmm.
So, what would the crime be for just assaulting somebody standing there?
Being a bitch.
Muffin knows all about that.
Give me
Knows
my
all about
fire
the-
wine. I'll give this guy a
Muffin
reason.
Muffin knows all about the penalty for assaulting people for just standing there.
Here,
Will you stare at that
gone to
fucker?
combat.
All right. Well, all right, then let's go ahead and start the morning of y'all's last day in Daggerford. Last chance. I'll go ahead and give y'all a free one. We'll say Jamna's staying back and watching over Arun, given the sort of heightened threat to him that has been posed recently. Everybody can sort of pick one location out that they'd like to go check on.
I'll let the others go first.
You go first, Sab.
I don't gotta do this. Um,
Just do it.
Or like, I'm always welcome for color if you're just like, hey, I spent some time, practicing my sleight of hand, or I spent some time. I think Skeleton learned magic, some basic magic tricks when he was on the road one time. Like, if you just want to spend your time doing that, that's fine as well. You don't have to go anywhere.
I wish I had a second to think, but everyone's putting that on me.
Okay, I can go first if you want, because I know what I'm gonna do.
Then yes.
All right. So first, I'd like to talk to Jamna. Just curious about the Lady Luck's tavern and if they have any wares for sale there for the members.
Oh, of course. What is
Yeah.
it you're looking to procure? We've got all sorts of thieves' tools, weapons, whatnot. A couple of basic magic items, but nothing too special.
I was gonna ask if you had any magical items.
A couple scrolls, potions here and there.
Okay. So do I just go in and ask?
Sure. Might
Okay.
as well ask. I'm not sure what they had in stock. I've just been in this city for maybe a week myself. I'm fully stocked, so I didn't need anything. But ask for whatever it is you're looking for, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you.
Perfect. Thanks.
Remember to show them your coin to get access to the basement.
Yeah, it's just to the the bartender or the waitress.
Show it to the bartender out back,
Okay.
or not out back, in the back of the establishment.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna make my way into town. Go up to the tavern. Go
Cool.
inside.
As it's the early morning, there are some patrons sort of stumbling their way out, and I do mean stumbling. But the party never ends in the Lady Luck Tavern, so there's still a couple people up drinking, enjoying their breakfasts and whatnot.
Perfect. So I'm gonna make my way in up to the bartender in the back.
Well, look, there's a half-elf woman standing behind the bar, sort of just washing some mugs.
Uh, I just want to try and get her attention if she's not looking at me. And I'm going to just like flip the coin or flick the coin between my fingers.
Without it doesn't even seem that she's looking at you, but subtly she reaches underneath the bar, and you hear clunk, and the little side door leading to the basement opens. She doesn't even acknowledge you and continues to clean her mugs.
He already knows. Okay, and then I'm just gonna make my way to the basement.
All right. Down
Oh,
there, you find two different individuals. There's the one person who's sort of the communications person, who also is the sort of flying snake manager, uh, tending to the snakes in the morning, feeding them little bits of meat and water. And then you see another person over in the corner, sort of organizing a couple different boxes and taking account of their stock.
okay. First I'll go up to the snake manager guy. Is there any way I can purchase some food for the flying snakes?
Oh, of course. Did I forget to give you that?
Maybe.
Oh, well, here you go. Yeah, a little bit of a starter kit, if you would. In terms of taking care of them, they do like to fly about at least 2 or 3 times a day. Just a little chunks of meat are good. You can cook them or leave them raw. They'll eat either. And then, of course, like any animal, they'll need water from time to time. So that should be easy enough. Just take a small cup or something like that and fill it with some water for them. You should be good to go. And he hands you a little pouch, just like this greasy, icky, like leather pouch, with God knows what different kinds of little chunks of meat in it. He goes, "Here you go."
Perfect. I just
I'm glad that little rascal found somebody. Seems he's taking a liking to you. And he points at your second snake that had been a little bit of a troublemaker for them recently.
Yep. Ah, now I'm gonna. Yep. Happy he likes me too. I'm just grinning. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the other person then and ask about if they have any wares for sale.
They do. They show you they've got a variety of different weapons if you wanted to purchase something. Nothing really stands out to your eye, unless there was something specific that you just wanted to get, like that you didn't have already, like a hand crossbow, or maybe a short sword or rapier or something like that. Um, they also carry a variety of different health potions, some scrolls, as well as some poisons that you can apply to your weapon.
Oh, okay. Um, would you happen to have a list of what they might have?
I do not. There was not a vendor here until you asked for one.
Okay. Um,
Do just what is it
uh,
generally you would like, and we can figure it out
I'm looking to see what exactly if
afterwards.
they have any like magic items. Like I have my hat of disguise, but if they had
Oh,
any
oh,
other.
maybe there's some confusion. Magic items can include a whole bunch of things, like potions and minor scrolls and things like that are also considered magic items.
Okay.
So, like a healing potion is a magic item. So when y'all ask for magic items and I say yes, it could just be potions or scrolls or something like that. If you're specifically looking for
Would it be considered
like
magic
magical
equipment?
equipment or magical
Okay.
weapons, just that additional little bit of specificity will help.
Yeah. Would there be any magic equipment or no?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just buy some poisons
Okay,
if
cool.
my character is allowed to do that.
Yeah, of course. We can figure out what it is you'd like to get after that.
Yeah.
I also haven't totally thought about how I want to implement poisons in terms of if you it would just be a bonus action that you could apply it, or if you need to apply it like
Would I be able to do it
before
during like
combat and then say,
cunning action?
"Ooh, I could buy that as a
Could
rogue."
I
Yeah,
like put it in with the cunning action instead of dash,
yeah, I'll
disengage,
buy
or
that.
hide?
For most people, it's an action, but for rogues, they can use it as a cunning action. I'm down for that.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. I just wasn't too sure because I know when I played 2E, specifically, we were considered good guys, and poison and torture was not allowed.
No, poison,
So I've
totally allowed.
never.
Totally cool. love poison.
I've never played with it, so.
Yeah, we'll have some there'll be a variety of different poisons. We can figure out which kinds you would like. There's probably going to be some that just deal a bit of extra damage, like a D4 of extra poison damage. Be careful, a lot of monsters do resist poison damage. But then maybe we can also introduce some with some fun effects that like induce blindness or
Induce
uh
drunkenness.
yeah, or
Hmm.
they make them go into a rage where maybe they're a bit more powerful, but they attack whoever's closest by or something.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. Do you want me to
We'll
just
we'll
do
figure it
some?
out after, and I'll come up with some prices and stuff for them.
Okay, and that'll be my turn.
Cool. All right. Sad muffin. Who wants to go?
Well, it sounds like Sam's still thinking, so I guess I'll go.
All right, go for it.
I mean, I don't really have much gold for weapons or anything, so. Oh, I gotta move everyone out of the way here so I can see the list. I'm gonna go back to the tavern where I was a hoodlum. And
Reminder from yesterday, you found out that it's closed in the mornings.
oh, it's the
But
morning.
oftentimes, yeah, it's still morning. So, but oftentimes you'll find the purveyor of the tavern in the marketplace.
I'll go to the marketplace then and see if I can find him.
Sure. Just as you saw him yesterday, where he was out buying a number of vegetables, today he seems to be over at a fishmonger's stall. Seems to be negotiating for some prices. Out of the corner of your eye, he sees you approaches in, waves you over, and go, "Oh, it was Kill Cash, wasn't it?
Yes,
How
sir.
are you doing? Did you enjoy your dinner last night?"
We did. We enjoyed all the food. Definitely good quality. If I see anyone within the area looking for a good tavern in the area, I'll highly recommend your place.
Oh, that's too kind of you, friend. And the Dragon Breath wine. Did y'all get a chance at having that last night?
Not yet, because we had some suspicious people approach one of our friends, and our friend was very, very like scared and hurt from him. So we held off for now.
Sorry to hear that, friend. It's dark times these days. I hear there's the dragon cults on some sort of bender across the countryside. They've always been a thorn in people's side, but I haven't heard this many people talking about them in quite some time.
Then it must be getting pretty serious if everyone's talking about it. We'll have to try to keep an eye out, see if we hear anything as well. Do you have any more information on them, or?
No, I just hear that they're doing something up in the north apparently. Um, been increased sightings of them coming from folks north of Waterdeep and whatnot.
I'll have to keep that note. Thank you, sir.
Of course, you stay safe out there, friend. And if you're ever back in town, how about next meal's on me then?
Ooh, I would appreciate that. I hope you have a good business day today. We're going to be departing here in the afternoon.
Anytime, friend. Good luck with your travels.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, stay safe.
You too. Okay, that's all I want to do.
All right. Muffin's built recovering his reputation here in the town of Daggerford. All right, Sab, you're last up. Is there anything you wanted to do?
I would also like to explore some sort of weapons, magical items place. I'm not sure which one on the map though.
We can just say that you go to one of the temples, and the temples will generally carry some basic magic items like potions and scrolls. If you're
Okay.
looking for magical equipment or weapons, you're not going to find that in Daggerford.
Okay, well, I guess I'll still duck in and kind of scour the place and stock up on probably a healing potion.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
I would guess any kind of spells or cantrips I have if I was practicing them.
Excuse me.
Bless you. If I was practicing them, that like nothing would. I couldn't really probably expand on anything or like make them any better.
What do you mean? Like by spending
Like,
your time practicing on stuff?
yeah, like I have some of them that are set like creatures within 5 feet of you or something like that. And it's like I don't know. I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
know
the spells are going to be the same way.
it's set.
I I am open to the idea potentially. I'm still exploring this because generally the way feats work in D&D, like Hog took I think like a dual wielder feat, is that you can only acquire them. Certain races can acquire them upon character creation, in exchange for ability points, or you can when you increase your ability scores by 2, you can also choose to take a feat instead. However, I really like the idea almost like, I mean, Skyrim's not the perfect example, but games where like you use a skill to get better at something. I like the idea of potentially awarding feats for people consciously spending a lot of time and effort trying to improve an aspect of their character.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's something you want to do, like you want to focus on holding your concentration for concentration spells, or you want to target your long range accuracy with your Eldritch Blast or something, um, open to potentially rewarding you for that down the line.
Yeah, I
But
guess
that's for everybody. Like if there's something that like your character starts to become known for doing, and you make an effort of like improving it outside of combat and using it inside combat, potentially special rewards for doing that.
okay. Well, after like exploring a temple and getting like stocking up on a healing potion, say I probably duck into like a quiet kind of empty spot of an alley and kind of sit and start documenting in my journal my time and trip in the Feywild. Because since I had kept all my visions and stuff documented in there.
Oh yeah, that's a great call because the last time you sort of had visions of the Fae was when your group was heading towards the Woods of Sharp Teeth back in like chapter 2, maybe, right?
Uh, yeah. Whenever I was having a lot of visions during that chapter.
Mm-hmm. And then y'all, of course, actually went to the Feywild as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. You note all that down in your journal. We can figure out exactly what you restocked up on after this session. With that, it's beginning to be about lunchtime. People sort of are stopping by the different stalls in the marketplace and inside the city to sort of grab their lunches as they get ready to head out. Let me drop y'all back on the map. As a reminder, it's going to be about 6 days from here to Waterdeep, which is y'all's final location where you're going to meet up with the rest of the group. So y'all finally make your way out of Daggerford and begin heading your way north. Y'all proceed along. Oh wait, that's Dragonspear. Sorry, y'all are way north of that now. Y'all are way up here. Look how close you are. It's been a long journey. Um, the first sort of half day of travel goes pretty normally. Um, y'all just continue to travel with your group. Arun is still recovering kind of from what y'all suspect may have been a psychic attack or something of the like. But he seems to have calmed down now. And generally, everybody seems to be in a pretty jovial mood, having left Daggerford, or sort of having gotten their legs back under them in Daggerford. Is there anything y'all want to do, um, sort of on that first leg of the trip that night?
Uh, Not really. I mean, I just want to keep a lookout for that group that we seen at the gates.
Okay. Give me a, let's call it a perception check.
Perception. Where the fuck is it? Oh, 2. Excuse me. 11.
You are excused. 11. Um, they seem to be acting as they always have, kind of. They tend to stay away from the rest of the group. They always seem a bit on edge, a bit antsy, a bit more militarized, perhaps, than the other caravans.
Mm-hmm.
But largely their behavior remains unchanged from what you remember before.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Um.
I don't have anything that I plan to do. Just be with everyone. I'm probably in the downtime, try to find time to meditate, stay on guard and ready.
Similar, just on guard. I'll probably at night just have my familiar watching them. Maybe split up between Jamna and I, check things out.
At night you see with your familiar, um, some of the same things that you've been seeing before with um, the group that you suspect to be the cultists, sort of, forming a circle among their own wagons, all hanging out amongst themselves, always keeping 2 or 3 guards up and about, watching the caravans. And you think you catch somebody in a bright red robe, just staring in the direction of your caravan.
Yeah, that's gonna be what's his name? Like an evil guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his
Joss.
name.
Isbara Josh.
Yeah.
Joss. Okay. Um. I'll just keep watching. I know he's watching, so I'm also watching.
All right. That night passes without too much events, besides the creepy man in the red coat, or the red cloak. The second day begins, and y'all continue to make your way. People are still in a pretty cheery mood. They're getting close to Waterdeep, but most of the rations at this point they're starting to run out from, like the hot food from Daggerford. So it's kind of back to the old grind with gruels, soups, things of that nature, some stale bread. Um, but that's been the way of the road for the last 30 days y'all been going, so it's not like it's anything too new. Um, as y'all have your lunch that day, um, Killcash, I'm gonna say that the leader that has been sort of interrogating y'all from that group, one of the leaders of the caravans,
Mm-hmm.
comes up to you and he sort of looks at you and goes, "What did you say your name was again, friend?"
Why do you ask?
Oh, just curious. You seem quite familiar. I thought we might have been associates before.
Name's Killcash.
Killcash, okay, okay. Uh, does the name Long de Drosa mean anything to you?
It sounds familiar, but I can't recall.
Big blue dragonborn, fierce warrior.
I think so. Was
Hmm.
he like a champion of the sort or something in the, or something like that?
He was, yeah, he was quite the accomplished fighter.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I remember seeing you with him back at that festival.
Yeah, I remember him now.
Hmm. Interesting. And does the name Rezimir mean anything to you? He's looking at you extremely closely, awaiting your response.
I'm thinking, of course, I can't remember the person. Was that the like? This is off grid. Is this the person that that was with the Blue Dragon dude?
No, that was Frulam Mondoth.
And then who's the other person that he's talking about?
So this is Long Dedrosa, who, if I recall correctly, you may have beheaded
Oh yeah.
back at the festival. Then there was Frulam, who was one of the other
Yeah.
leaders of the cultists
I
there,
remember.
and Jemzik.
I remember we killed her in the cave. She was wrecking our ass.
Yep.
I'm just trying to remember the other person that he's talking about. What did you say the name was again?
Rezimir.
Rezimir? That name does not really ring a bell.
He frowns and goes, "That's all I needed to know. Watch your back out there, friend." And he turns and leaves.
Is it anyone of my party near me?
Not at the moment. No, they're guarding their caravan at the moment. But your wagon leader does come around because you're on sort of the beer and meat cart, and comes around and goes, "Oh, that sounded like a bit of a stern conversation. Everything all right over here?"
He was questioning some people from the past and asked me if I knew them because I sounded familiar, and that just doesn't sit right with me.
Were they friends of yours that he was asking about?
They were definitely not friends, I can tell you that.
Oh,
But with him coming...
That last comment then does sound a bit more threatening given the context.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye out on him. So I'll make sure he doesn't hurt you, so just be on guard.
All right. Well, thankfully we did pick up that extra security that y'all recommended. What was her name? I think it's something like Jamna.
Yeah. I call her Midget.
Meanwhile, Jamna pokes her head around the corner and goes, "Who are you calling a midget? Fatty?"
Excuse me?
She just sticks out her tongue and goes back around the other side of the cart.
I'll kick you like a rock.
All right. With that, y'all continue down the road after your lunch. Is there anything that y'all would like to spend this day doing?
Not really. I mean, just chilling, bullshitting with my beer cart dude.
Talking with Jamna, maybe learning some secrets of the trade.
I don't think I ever checked, but did Arun lose any health points in that encounter?
He did, and I believe y'all gave him one of your health potions.
Yeah.
Okay. I had the healing hands. I guess that's
I was gonna say, I think he used healing hands on him.
Oh yeah, or you healed him. Yeah. I mean, and in the meantime, like similar to how y'all take long rests, when y'all rest and y'all restore your hit points, he would do the same.
Mm-hmm.
So he's fine now, maybe a little bit scarred, but
So
he's doing
then,
that.
with Killcash on the other cart and with Aveline hanging out with Jimna, I'd probably stay pretty close to Arun and make sure he's okay and try to comfort or reassure him.
Yeah, he seems to just be counting down the days. At one point or another, he has a conversation with y'all about, are y'all sure this is the right thing? Like going to this big town, like I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Are you sure we're gonna be able to find a cure there?
So we're not worried. We are here and we are glad we found him. We're able to help. We're just gonna stick it out and try to get through this rough patch to help you out.
Well, I appreciate the support. After all, nobody's people have only come after me before with weapons drawn, so I appreciated that y'all were even willing to talk to me in the first place. It's the first time I've even been able to talk with people in probably centuries.
You definitely have a very unique story, and we hope to help you see the end to it.
Oh, many thanks, friend. Y'all go continue to have small talk for the rest of the time. But it doesn't seem that he's under any threat at the moment.
How
All right,
long is our trip?
6 days, but y'all are already 2 days down.
Okay.
So yeah, we're not that far from the big city.
Nope, not at all. Um, Muffin, make me a perception check. This is as you're going to bed. Rather,
20.
the second night has ended. You're waking up now on the morning of the third day, so y'all are about halfway there. With a 20, you recognize that your heavy crossbow is missing,
Motherfucker.
and it was there last night. You're sure of it. At the same moment you realize this, you start to hear yelling from the other side of the caravan.
I go over and investigate.
Safe to say Aveline and Ray would go to investigate as well.
Mm-hmm.
As y'all go over there, y'all see a bunch of huddled bodies around a place over by one of the cultists' wagons. And as y'all sort of push your way through the crowd, you see the cultist leader who had been questioning y'all, or the wagon leader, rather, who had been questioning y'all, with a big, heavy crossbow bolt sticking out of his back. Immediately, one of the other wagon leaders looks up and goes, "We found him this morning like this. Had no idea who killed it. Nobody was there to see him. He was watching guard at night, and this is how the watch the next morning found him." Isbara then sort of steps forward and goes, "Oh well, with no witnesses, who is to say who would have done it? But does anybody potentially have any information?"
Is Jamna with me?
She is.
I just like to
She arrived a
crouch.
moment after you.
I like to crouch and whisper. I was like, "Do you know anything about this?"
I have no idea. I'm glad of it, for sure. That's one less thorn in our side.
True.
Make me a perception check.
Well, a nat
Nat 20.
20.
You have spent enough time with her now, and you've sort of been around people like her, that you know she would never tell, especially question directly on something like that. She would never tell you the 100% full truth.
Yeah.
You know she's lying. It's just to the extent to which she's lying you're unsure of.
Yeah. Okay.
Meanwhile, as you're sort of reaching down, having that conversation with her, one of the other leaders from one of the other cultist wagons comes up and goes, "I don't know who did it. I didn't see it, but he was awfully he used to talk quite a bit about that big old black dragonborn back there, and I saw him using a heavy crossbow in that fight against the shifters not too long ago. What say you?"
I use it
Every,
against the shifters.
everybody whips and turns and looks at you.
And off context here, this is the guy that came up and questioned me about Long Drossa, right?
No, that one's dead on the ground.
The guy that came up and questioned me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You got
The one who's been causing y'all trouble for the last couple,
Okay.
we'll call it week or two.
I looked back at him. I was like, "How do you know we were going up against safe shifters? You weren't there."
Yeah, I was. We were all there. We all heard the screams and came over. You were carrying a heavy crossbow
I
in
was
your battle.
carrying a heavy crossbow, yes, but I was sleeping. While I was sleeping, someone stole it from me. Because I woke up to it missing.
So you claim you don't have the heavy crossbow anymore?
Yes. Because I was sleeping, and when I woke up this morning, it was gone.
And
Someone
can you
ra-
prove that?
How can I prove it when it's gone?
Well, show us to your wagon then. Prove it.
I take him back to the wagon.
Indeed, the heavy crossbow is nowhere to be found.
See? What did I tell you? I was sleeping peacefully. Someone snuck up, stole it last night while I was in a peaceful sleep.
At this, many of the other wagon riders and security, look, y'all have saved them from like a goblin bandit attack. Y'all have been nothing but kind to most of the people around here. The only one that seems to not like y'all is the one who is abusing his animals. But he's just grouchy in general. Everybody seems to be on your side. There's no evidence here. There were no witnesses. As the different wagon leaders sort of convene to talk about what to do next, they say, well, there doesn't seem to be any evidence. There were no witnesses. As unfortunate as it is, our best bet may just be to continue forward, and the gods will punish whoever was responsible.
Am I allowed to order investigation of the cars to see if I can find my crossbow?
Sure.
Then
May I interject because there's something that I want to do and I don't want the time to pass and you tell me I can't.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't
Yeah, y'all always feel free to interrupt me.
I don't know if you'll let me get away with it, but assuming like with how you describe with how the wagons are, it's like we all are being pulled and have like our own horses and like we stop like as a unit and stuff sort of thing.
Mhm.
Well, and I will side-eyed Aveline and see how if she reads or catches on anything I'm doing, but as they all go to like investigate like Kill Cash's little bunk, I'd like to compromise some horses of the people who had been looking at us, assuming that everyone was kind of clustered together and I'm able to slip away and no one notice.
Well, the one who's been questioning y'all predominantly
Is dead.
is dead.
Yeah, but wasn't he just like the leader of like that caravan that still had a
Yeah,
lot of
I think
people?
they had like 3 or 4 caravans. They've got
Yeah. So,
like
like,
a dozen and a half guards and other escorts.
even if I don't necessarily recognize any of the other people from that one, whatever caravan he was a part of, I don't know if I guess I'd try to sneak away and like cut the straps or something of the horse that's pulling them. Or I don't know,
Sure.
something to I don't know if you'd have any other way to recommend that.
How about we do a stealth check first to see if you're able to successfully separate yourself from the crowd.
But if the crowd, do I get any kind of advantage if everyone's kind of just marching away?
I would say yes, but also everyone's on edge, very
Mm-hmm.
aware of their surroundings, given that there's a dead body. So also no. Well, good thing 21. Yeah, you're able to sort of split off from the crowd, and as they move, you're sort of able to navigate around a wagon to where you're out of the line of sight. So, what is it you'd like to do?
I don't know if it's bad for me to ask you for advice since I'm trying to do it, but like since I don't really have a clear picture of what's in front of me, I don't know if trying to like cut the straps of the horse that's pulling them is the best.
So you've navigated around the wagon now that you suspect that this wagon leader was like the wagon he was responsible for. As usual, it's similar to all the other ones that they have, where the wagon seems to be weighed down with a great weight of a number of different things, but it has a tarp over it, so you can't see anything. And then in the front, it's being led by 2 strong-looking horses. Next to you, meanwhile, is the dead body with rigor mortis setting in of the wagon leader who had been questioning y'all and who had potentially recognized Kill Cash.
So I'm like at the crime scene, and there's like no one
And there's no one there.
there. Gosh, I wish I was smart. I could do so much. Okay. I'll start with cutting with my dagger. Wait, is
To your point as well, what does Aveline do during
oh
this
yeah,
period?
I was about to ask that. I don't know if you'd want to make her roll to see if she noticed me
Oh,
or I don't know.
I'm
Me
going
and
to
Abby were pretty close.
I'm going to assume I'm there right beside her, and she like looks at me, and then like slips away, and I'm just watching her. I'm like, "Are you for real? Is she just?" Oh, she is. Okay. I'm just there like rubbing like my temples, like, man, here we go again. More
Here we
trouble.
go again.
More
Well,
trouble.
what would Jimna be doing in this interaction?
That's a good question. After you questioned Jamna,
Yeah.
Cassie,
Slip away.
no, she seems to be making herself as visible as possible. And she just travels with the group. Like she's almost like anti-stealthing. It could be
Right.
a skill in itself.
Okay. All right. I'll stay with Jim now. I'll follow the crowd, but I want to. I guess everyone's gonna be aware of everyone. I want to focus more on is that red robed guy, Joss. Uh, like keep my attention mostly on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll just follow the crowd.
Give me an insight check.
Oof.
5. With a 5, you look at Isbara, and you just get the sense that he knows something. He's just pretending like he doesn't know anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, that was a drum roll for a second instead of a motorcycle. I was like, what the
And Killcash jumps out at everyone. No.
hell? Boo! Booga booga booga. All right. In that case, we'll say so. Aveline, Killcash, and Jim are all back at the meat and mead cart, showing that there is in fact no heavy crossbow here. They're sort of having that conversation. The caravan leaders are meeting up. What is Ray doing in the couple minutes she has alone at this wagon?
Um, trying to sever whatever is holding the horses to the carriage, both of them if possible, and then honestly, if there's no one around and there's a dead body out there, I'm gonna loot it and I'm gonna see if I can get any clues or intel of what this very particular guy is interested in us for. And honestly, if there's a way I could like plant something, I don't know, but I couldn't get that far in the limited time I had to think.
Yeah, I'll let you do the two things you described. You can fairly easily pull out a dagger and cut the cords controlling the horses. But these are well trained horses, and they don't really go anywhere without you tempting them to do something. Uh, they've been trained to park where they are, so they're parked where they are. As for looting the body, um, give me a sleight of hand check to see how much you can grab off them
This is why I need that.
before like people start to, start spreading out again. 13. Okay.
15 items.
Yeah, 13 different things. Tell me what it is you're specifically looking for and where you would be looking for it on their body.
I guess be going for whatever coat or like I don't know the robe if there's any kind of items or pockets. Mainly just looking for any kind of clues to see what they're up to or why they've been spying on us so intently. And if something useful comes from it, then I'd take that. But mainly just trying to get information.
Okay. As you feel around, you feel a solid piece of metal seemingly under the front of his cloak, and you realize he's wearing a necklace.
I'm gonna nab it.
You nab it, and what appears to be a circular medallion at the bottom of the necklace in the shape of a 5-headed dragon. Do you know what that is?
Uh, I'm sure Ray does, but I don't.
Okay, then make me a, let's call it a religion check.
Oof.
No, Ray doesn't know what that is.
Oh man.
Ray.
Ray was with the other group traveling to the woods of Sharp Teeth, so she has not seen this figure before. So perhaps she'll have to share it with somebody who has. The other thing, you check his pockets, and indeed you do find
Oh.
a slip of paper in there.
Just like a piece of paper, like folded in half.
Mm-hmm. Something like a note or something like that.
Could I tell if there's a lot on it or a little bit on it?
Of writing.
Yeah.
You pull it out, and do you speak Draconic?
No, but I have. Let me comprehend languages. You understand the literal meaning of any. Oh wait, I'm stupid. That's spoken. Okay, wait. I feel like I have something to
Well, like
read.
that works for reading as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You
didn't want to.
understand the words and you can read the symbols. That's fine. No worries. Do you want to cast that?
Well, if it was a lot, I was going to just slip it in my pocket and like bolt so I don't get caught. But if it was like a phrase or like a few sentences, I guess I'd cast it and I'd read it on the spot.
Okay. Yeah, it's just essentially almost like a letter. And as you cast the spell, the symbols begin to reform into a language you understand. And you read it as essentially a list of instructions to the caravan. Nothing in particular stands out. It's much of what you know already that just says, hey, you're to escort the goods to Waterdeep. In Daggerford, keep an eye out for this person called Isbara. You see the name Isbara Jos. And then the other thing that sort of catches your eyes, who it's signed by at the bottom. Uh, it's signed by Rezmir. Let me see if she has a title. Yeah, so it says it's signed by Rezmir the Black.
Well, I will pocket all of that and I guess do one last kind of glance at the surroundings, make sure I can try to conceal my presence. That nothing, so people can't tell I've been there. And then I tried to find a random place to blend back in, or maybe I just go to my cart and check on Arvin since there's a lot of people running around and moving around.
Cool. Yeah, by the time you get back to your cart, everybody's sort of settled. The cultist group all seem to be very, let's just call it, seem to have a lot of malicious intent towards Kill Cash. But everybody else in the group has seen his heroics and understands while he's a bit easy to anger, he's generally a good person, and believe that he is in fact innocent of the charges. And with that, the group sets back out on the road until they realize one of their cultist wagons, one of their wagons, the ropes have been cut off. To which they look around and go, "Oh, that must have been the person who attacked the leader yesterday. Must have been trying to sort of, what's the word I'm looking for, sabotage that wagon." They then proceed to do like a thorough check of the inventory in their wagon before they allow anyone else to leave. They pull out some repair parts to tie the horses back to the wagon. So it delays y'all leaving for about an hour, but otherwise we're good to go.
Oh, so like
And
we
then
all
you'll
wait
just
on
head out.
them?
Yep.
Damn it. I thought we'd like leave them behind or something.
Part of the caravan, part of the crew.
That's not what I was hoping. Um, is there like is there any way if I'm speaking on it beforehand as far as like with the medallion I found, like if I'm beforehand considering like a place to hide it that would make it like impossible to find. I don't know if where, but like the very bottom of like my bag to where on like a quick search no one would see it. Oh,
If you recall, your wagon has one or two lock boxes in the back, um, where I believe either you or Aveline either opened them, like picked the lock and saw that there was a variety of scrolls in them.
Yeah.
Um, so you do know that there's locations on your wagon that are a bit more secure if you wanted to ask to like store something temporarily.
okay. Well, if there is a way I can get Aveline and well, I guess I can't really talk to Kill Cash while we're like split up on the wagons.
If you just want to ask your wagon leader as well, y'all are on very good terms with her, so I think she'd be willing to let you store stuff.
Well, since the symbol wasn't familiar to me, I'd say I'd talk to just Aveline first, or I don't know, I guess it might be more like, okay, I kind of look at Aveline and try to get her attention to see if we can get away, maybe possibly leaving Jimna behind to watch on Aaron, but there's a way I could take them so the three of us could get together and not be
Sure.
eavesdropped on.
I will allow it. Let me go to the restroom real quick though.
Okay.
Sorry. And I know because like since I'm the DM and I have to go, it stops everything, so apologies. But
That's fine.
I will be right back.
Yeah.
Kilcash is gonna recognize that symbol, right?
I think so.
You made it sound like I had
The
to ask.
five-headed dragon one?
Yeah.
I think is
I know what it is. I can't say my character knows.
mm. Yeah, like while he I could tell he had the whole little thing kind of prepared for Muffin. I kept like every other word like considering just cutting him off, be like, but can I do this thing real quick and like which I fucking hate. I thought we'd be like, wow, we got places to be, bitches to see, we'll see y'all later and like leave them stranded. Is what I was hoping. Disappointed.
So
I was
is it
hoping
at
to also find something really cool laying around that I could like plant on his body, and they'd be like, "Wow, this is who killed him." But yeah,
no.
it is hard for me to think on the spot.
So the only thing would be who has a heavy crossbow. It's gotta be that guy, right? Haha.
Here's though, didn't Muffin say to push for everyone's wagon to be checked?
Yeah. My balls forgot about that, I think.
Fuck.
'Cause you
'Cause the thing is,
interrupted
though,
me.
well, there have been times I've tried to do something, then Blowles is like, "Wow, sorry, you should have done it before I said that. Now it's too late." The thing is, though, I don't know if he's gonna say that it happened or not, but like, then technically, wouldn't our wagon also need to be searched? To which
Yeah.
familiar quote
I
would
would
have so many eyes on. I don't know.
prefer not to get our wagon searched.
Like I'm just imagining like they're like circling around. They come to our wagon, and then like you're staying in front of it, just like spewing bullshit. Like, well, actually, we're besties, so you don't need to. And
Yeah, it's okay. You guys don't have to show a little bit of cleavage.
I feel like it'd be like you'd
Alright,
say
well,
something
let's move
really
on.
whack. You'd say something whack, and then he'd be like, "Okay, make a roll," and you'd roll like a nat 20, and he'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, alright, you're fine. Moves along. Is it at the end of this session he says we level up?
Yeah.
Yes, we should be reunited with everyone too.
Yeah. Are we gaining a feat with this one as well, or no?
I mean, like, what do you mean feet? Like, what we can get when we level up, or?
Yeah, like if we level up, we get that extra ability.
I don't know.
I
I'm
would,
pretty talking about.
I would say we do because, man, I don't know how it is for you guys, but I know we should get health and whatnot. But when I level up at 5th level, uh, I get extra attack and extra movement.
Are we supposed to be level 4?
Yeah.
We're level 4 right now, and then we'll be level 5 at the
That's good, because
at the
sometimes I just don't be doing my homework, and
True.
I was scared. Actually, you're supposed to be level 7. Like, that really sucks.
Oh shit! I'm so behind.
Um,
Yeah. There's a feat I really want to take now. It's called Poisoner. I hope he'll allow it. But when you make a damage roll that deals poison, it ignores poison resistance. And I also can gain proficiency when making poison.
Nice. Yeah.
make poison.
I essentially
Make
just,
poison.
like I said, I just get two attacks, and then the extra movement. I think it said I just move. So it said 30. I would move 40 feet. That's all I get. What about you, Sab? What do you get?
My movement,
No,
you
I'm
said?
saying like what do you get when you level up?
See, so whatever the HP and the AC, I think my proficiency bonus right now is +2. I think it'll move up to a +3. Let's see. We're gonna be 5. Yeah. So I get another spell slot, and I think another. It's called an invocation, but it's basically kind of like another little magic add-on thing that I use a lot of them for like attacks. So kind of like 2 spells almost.
Oh, gotcha.
Uh, yeah. I get some other stuff, I think, level 6, but more magic things that I don't do enough homework on to really know what all of it does. And hopefully some better armor. Oh, sorry.
Taking an awful long time for the bathroom.
Must got stuck patting his
It's the
cat
number
or
2.
something.
Yeah, I don't really get anything towards my special class until I reach it.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him how the health goes up because I forget how we roll for our health again.
When he comes back, I'm gonna have to be like, like how in school, if you point out something to the teacher they forgot, you can't penalize them. Like, well, because I'm imagining if I point out the we should have been searched thing, and then everything goes to shit after that.
Yeah, 9th level. That's still a
Already
ways to
goofballs.
go. Ah, he's back.
What's up?
Upon talking, I thought of something, but you can't penalize us if you forgot. So when Killcash or Muffin had asked like if everyone else's carts could be searched, doesn't that technically mean that our cart would have also been searched? Because I interrupted you, but I don't think y'all actually finished like whatever y'all were deciding to do then.
I think he was just saying to investigate his cart.
I was saying
Since they were
everyone's
the-
card to investigate for my bow.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go and investigate for your bow?
Yeah, I want my bow.
To that, the cultist group disagrees strongly, and they argue about for some time. But ultimately, as part of the decision to like not look into the murder further, that part of the agreement is like, hey, somebody took your bow. It seems it's lost. Like if we find it, we find it. Great. But we don't have the time
This
to be looking at everybody's stuff.
this is the cultist saying that.
All the wagon leaders agreed on that. That was part of the compromise.
If we don't,
Aveline had
I'd tell them
problem.
that if we're compromising this and my crossbow does not show up, someone's gonna be paying for a new crossbow.
Your wagon leader looks to you and says, "I'm willing to arrange that. You've been an excellent guard, and I would hate to have you lose some of your equipment on the way."
Thank you. I keep a sharp eye on that cultist group.
Sounds good.
So I
All right.
guess this
I think
is
the next thing Ray was doing was trying to get the three of y'all together to look at the amulet and
yeah.
potentially at the note.
Do we have to like ask for permission when leaving with like our wagon leaders, or do we just kind of?
Yeah,
guess
y'all would have asked for permission. You're on good terms with both your wagon leaders. Gianna's happy to stay behind and watch after Arun. And then y'all can do that during the hour that y'all are delayed, while the cultist their group does an inventory of their wagon and
Try to get
reattaches the
back
horses
on.
and whatnot. Yeah.
So,
So
that?
the three of y'all, y'all agreed to sort of meet. We'll just say like over a hill next to the road, so y'all are out of sight of the rest of the group.
What's up? I saw you, making away there.
Yeah, and I saw me making eyes at you, and you chose not to follow. But whatever.
I didn't know what you were doing.
Mm-hmm. It's not like we haven't done this before. Severing horse saddles.
Oh my gosh.
So, anyways, when I was going to do it, I saw they left the dude's body there, with the I don't know, weapon in it and all that and everything. After I cut it, not gonna lie, I definitely thought that we ditched them, but I mean, it still gave us some time, regardless. Whenever I'd searched his body, I found this amulet and then this note also. I doubt either of you know this language, but I do from the spell, and so I will translate also what it says.
I mean,
And I'll repeat the names to them because I don't recognize any of them.
I think Killcash does
yeah,
speak Draconic
yeah, I speak a
as a Dragonborn.
Yeah. Let me see that note.
Yeah, here you go. I'll start reading it now.
As a reminder, just the contents of the notes say they're basic instructions to the various leaders of that group, saying, "Hey, like you're going to be taking the materials north of Waterdeep. You'll rendezvous with other individuals there. It does you do recognize the name Isbara Jos, saying to look out for them in Daggerford. So that was more intentional than perhaps it seemed." As well as the other noticeable fact is at the bottom. It's signed by a Resmir the Black.
Resmir the Black.
And Kilcash, you'll recall that the dead leader of that wagon had asked you if the name Resmir meant anything to you.
Yeah.
Raspberry the Black. That sounds like a black dragon.
With putting that two and two together, Aveline, you do recall that back in, I think it would have been all the way back in Baldur's Gate when y'all were first tracking the caravan, there were rumors about a large black dragonborn woman being carried in a
Yes.
palanquin.
And she
It was
also
supposedly like a very important person.
She also appeared at the carriage supply tarp guy that we were with.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a talk with him. And then left.
Yeah, you never caught the name of who that person was supposed to be.
He was in purple cloak.
That's right.
Purple robes and stuff.
Black dragonborn woman in a purple cloak being carried by a variety of individuals who you think are associated with the cult.
Strong looking people. Okay.
Hmm. So then, if we have a few connections, do you have any idea why exactly they've been keeping such a close eye on us?
Well, the guy that was dead, he came up to me while you guys were at your cart. He was questioning me about a couple characters, if they seemed familiar, and one rang a bell.
Or does Kilgash have Alzheimer's or something? Do we need to talk about that?
Why?
Killcash, when you think back on your time at the festival, and like when y'all went there, y'all were walking around just like normal because
Yeah.
it just seemed like a festival with a bunch of party games and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
wasn't until later that you realized that the cultists were behind the organization of that festival.
Mm-hmm.
And they were sort of celebrating their recent pillages. Doubtless, like in your mind, there could have been people that recognized you from that festival that are traveling in this caravan now.
Yeah. Like I said, he was questioning me about these couple people, like the blue dragonborn champion dude. And I'm saying, telling them that was the one that rang a bell when he
So
questioned me.
can we infer that these people might want to kill us because Kilcash is, he's been out and about?
Could be a possibility.
Because he's beheaded some of their leaders, you mean?
Yeah, like
Maybe.
something like that. I
It
don't know.
might be a bit suspicious.
I feel like they might be more on to us than Kilcash from how they've been talking to like Aveline and scoping out her familiar. I don't know.
Yeah.
They can tell you're a threat. That's why.
What about this necklace you have here? Or amulet or whatever it was. This piece of jewelry.
He was wearing it. It felt a little risky to take it, but I had made it that far, so yeah, I'm not sure. I just figured it was a symbol that kind of tied him to whatever cult or whoever he was following.
Aveline, you have in fact seen this symbol before. Um, it was in the house of the nobleman in Baldur's Gate 3, who you were robbing when
Yeah.
things went sideways. And you recognize it as a symbol of Tiamat, um, who Kilcash, if you'll recall. You also recognize the symbol from having seen in the dragon hatchery,
Mm-hmm.
where there was the image of the five-headed dragon. In that instance, the black dragonborn head was a bit more colored, and there were some details showing like different black dragonborns and black dragons
Yeah.
in a mural on a wall. This one doesn't have to seem to have any sort of influence among the heads, but you do recognize it as a symbol of Tiamat.
This is a symbol of Tiamat, which the cultists worship.
I find it
That
funny I'm the one who looted everything for once, and I just have no information with any of this. But
got this
was,
and this and this.
I don't know if this really changes anything for us as far as all we're doing is trying to be careful and be on watch. But I will say that I'll ask Aveline, like, are you sure everything with Jimna is on our side and there's nothing to worry about? Because she seems like she seems reliable and all that, but I just have a suspicion she might have her own secret agenda, and it's kind of eating at me a little bit.
In character wise, Aveline, you would be the only one to know her association and her purposes for being with your group.
Yeah.
Um, those haven't been shared with the rest of your party.
Nope. They have not.
Is Aveline gonna be truthful to me? I guess so. I don't know. I gotta say whatever you want to say. It's fine.
Well, she has her own reasons. She's not exactly on our side, but she's not against us. If that makes sense.
Uh, I understand, but with things also being high stake right now, it feels. I don't know. I feel like even leaving her right now feels maybe like not the best idea, but I had to get you guys somewhere private. I don't know. I do feel a little bit uncomfortable, which I guess I'll just voice that and we can go back. But yeah, do you know how much longer she'll be traveling with us?
Till we get to Waterdeep.
Okay.
So a couple more days, and then she'll probably split.
Damn, I thought me and Aveline were cool. That sucks. Betrayed.
Above
Anyway,
table. She is. She is. But she can't say everything. She can't spill all the secrets of the black market.
okay. Well, that's mainly what I had to say. If anyone else had anything to say before we headed back.
Definitely keep out for that group. Hardcore.
Aveline, would you have any kind of spell to like try to help find or track Kilkash's bow? Because I kind of want us to like, I don't know, I guess side quest and try to find it if it exists still. You know.
I can look out for it at nighttime with my familiar. Other than that, I don't really have a tracking spell of sorts.
I mean, it couldn't be the cultist though, right?
I wouldn't put it past them.
To kill him for no reason? Or I guess it wouldn't be no reason, but do we want to actively try to look for it, or are we just gonna keep an eye?
I can keep an eye out for it. Unless you want to search for it.
I don't know really where I'd be starting, so I guess we'll play it little by little. Ooh, can you make your snakes do anything? That'd be cool.
Not much. They're more of a messaging. Send out messages to people. Or
Okay.
like a bird, like a trap, like a carrier pigeon, basically, but a snake.
Okay, well I guess we should head back before someone notices we're gone.
Okay.
All right. With that, y'all head back to your caravans, and another 30 minutes or so passes after your conversation as the cultist group gets their wagons ready, and y'all head out on your third day. Y'all be arriving on the sixth day, so that means you've got what?
3.
3 more nights? Third,
think so,
fourth,
three.
fifth night? Yeah. So 3 more nights. Y'all go to sleep on the third night. Is there anything in particular y'all want to keep an eye out for or do?
I'll have my familiar out. I'll be watching their camp again, unless I notice anything.
I'm keeping a tight hold of my battle axe.
Sleeping it like it's a baby.
Yes. This is my axe.
I will skip out on my sleep and stay awake since knowing someone broke into Kilcash's caravan, and I don't know, not trusting that we're not being watched still. I'll stay awake and kind of keep an eye out on my own accord.
I assume y'all are still doing like shifts though, because y'all have to sleep at some time or you begin to build exhaustion, which is very bad.
Kind of sound like everyone was sleeping at once. So that's why I'd said I'd chosen to stay up, but
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, we'll just assume y'all are doing shifts. Kilcash and Jamna are doing shifts on their cart, and the two of y'all are doing, or Aveline and Ray are doing shifts on their cart, so that somebody's always awake, always keeping an eye on the carts. Aveline, during your shift, Um, it seems you're just super lucky, and you always get to catch the same shift as Isbara. And yet again, he seems to just be standing near one of the wagons, staring in your direction. This time, though, um, as if sensing something, he looks up directly into the air at, I think you had an owl?
Yeah, it's an owl.
He looks up into the owl and simply waves at it, and then goes back to looking in your direction.
Damn.
That's
Flip 'em up.
vicious. Um, hmm. Is he the only one awake at his camp?
Nope, they have enough people to have 2 guards awake
Two
for
guards
every
for sure.
wagon at every shift.
Okay, so it's like at least 6 of them awake.
Yep.
Okay. No, I'll just keep watching.
Okay. Give me a perception check for when you come back out of your find familiar vision thing.
10.
10. You don't seem to notice anything strange, but over in the wagon next to where Arun is laying down sleeping, there's a heavy crossbow.
I noticed the heavy crossbow.
Yeah, you don't think that was there before.
I'd like to go up to it and inspect it.
It's a heavy crossbow. In fact, it looks
Is
a
it?
lot like the one Kilcash had.
It is. Okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna stick it. Can it fit in my bag of holding?
Yep.
I'm gonna put it in my bag of holding. And
Okay.
if there's any ammo for it there as well, just put it all in my.
Yep, there's like a what do they call that? It's not a quiver, I think, for bolts, but whatever you would put bolts in. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
quiver as well.
Okay. All right, that's in my bag of holding.
So you're saying it showed up? You weren't insinuating that Aaron killed the dude? Because that would have been pretty interesting.
No, Aaron is, well, at least he appears to be sleeping.
She wouldn't be able to see how it got there? It just materialized?
When you're using Find Familiar in their vision, you become blind and deaf to your own surroundings.
No, I wouldn't notice anything. Because if I were.
You're asleep.
No, I don't sleep. I'd be meditating. And that may not change anything, but I'm gonna try.
Does not.
Is Jamna awake during this watch out as well?
That's an interesting question. Why don't you go over and check Kilcash's card? Or you can use your familiar to check on Kilcash's card.
Most likely to kill the dude, honestly.
I'm gonna use my familiar to go check it out.
You see Kilcash on guard, to which you see a Jamna leaned up against a wheel, seemingly asleep.
Seemingly asleep. So Kilcash is awake.
Yep.
She's asleep. Can I talk through my familiar?
No.
Okay.
Good boy.
Alright.
Go in.
Like, just casually land on Muffin's shoulder and be like, hey!
So, dude, I got your crossbow.
My baby.
He's like, what the fuck is this owl doing on my shoulder?
I can imagine you're probably gonna try and kill it. Okay. Seemingly asleep. I'm just going to recall my familiar, and assuming my shift's done, I'll wake up Ray.
Great. All right, it's the morning of the 4th day. What would y'all like to do? Sounds like y'all have some things to talk about.
Well, is it that easy for people to get on and off of our wagon, like, in the middle of the night? So we were still, like, on the move and stuff, or?
No. Well, you're not on the move. Like, everybody parks at the night and, like, circles their wagons kind of thing. Like, y'all don't move through the night.
Well, I guess if he was waving at her familiar, then that makes it pretty obvious.
Aaron? Did you notice anything last night?
Is he in deer form?
Probably, but I'd assume for him to talk back, he would switch to his elf form.
Assuming it's safe for him to switch, he can switch to his elven form. And he goes, last night? No, I didn't notice anything particularly unusual. Why do you say? Was somebody trying to come and attack me again?
But did you notice the presence of anyone nearby? Like in the cart?
No, can't say that I did.
Okay. That's all. Just wanted to ask the question.
Okay. He begins to say something along the lines of, "Oh, and just again, I always appreciate," and then he snaps back into a deer form and just is speaking in that language that you can't understand again. To which he
Whispers
just sort of lowers his head. Is like, "Damn it."
Okay. So, Ray, I found Kilgash's bow.
Oh shit. You already gave it back to him?
No, I have it.
Well, I hope that whatever we do, I don't know if people are gonna try to search us. I hope us or him having his bow isn't damning at all for people to accuse us. But
I don't think they'll find it.
where'd you find it?
In our cart.
Is there any way I can like investigate, see if I notice anything else messed with or any clues?
You're welcome to.
Footprints, scuffles, scratches.
That is exactly what I'm doing. I'm looking real hard.
Investigation check, please.
Can I also investigate with her?
Sure.
was-
Neither of y'all seem to notice anything suspicious around your cart in terms of scratches, footmarks, anything.
I'm assuming that also goes for inside, so we can say that none of our things have been like rifled through.
Nope.
Was there anything to find? 'Cause I feel like a 17 is pretty high.
It is pretty high.
Okay.
Perhaps the person who brought it there rolled even higher.
I will say I kind of eye Aveline and say, "Are you sure Jamna has nothing to do with this?"
I can't say she doesn't have anything to do with it. She may have to do with it. But
is that a no comment, basically?
it's just she doesn't not have anything to do with it. I as someone who has joined the Zentarum and is part of the organization, I can't exactly out one of my own members.
I'm just trying to eliminate her as anyone who would be trying to plant things in our cart or any kind of ill will towards us.
I don't think she would try to bring hostility towards us.
Is it a no comment or a I don't want to answer, or like a I don't know? But
More of like a I
So
don't know.
are you trying to be forthright with her and you just truly do not know, or are you trying to be deceptive?
Little bit of both.
Okay, roll me
Help
a
herself.
deception check.
I
And
can see right through
oh,
you.
and Ray, roll me an insight check.
Please be lower.
Oh fuck! Inside. I
Yeah,
can see right through.
she's definitely not telling you the full story.
Um,
Her non-answer is damning in itself.
I couldn't tell if it was I have no comment, no response, or I don't know, but I don't think it's her.
So my response is she probably has something to do with it, but she probably wouldn't bring hostility towards us. Like she's not against us.
And to be clear, this is what you're saying in character,
Yeah,
because I
in
think we're
character.
flowing back and forth.
Yes, in character, she probably has something to do with this, but she's not against us.
That doesn't bother you?
Me? No. I mean,
I'm not trying to stick my nose in or
no,
I
it's
do not
fine.
know her agenda. I just like the thought of Aveline starting to like blabber and like, well, I'm not sitting, and Ray just like holds up her hand like I'm just trying to make sure we're all accounted for, and I'm trying to eliminate her from our I don't know if I want to say suspect pool, but I don't know. She's crafty and she's nifty, and we got something that's materialized here. We don't know where it came from. That seems like someone with a bit of skill, but um, I guess I'll let you vouch for her.
Question.
Are there really no kind of locks on our doors or
I
like?
was gonna ask
These
you
are
the
wagons. They don't have doors or
wagon.
anything.
Oh,
Is it just open?
Yeah,
I figured we had some kind of like.
it's like an open truck bed essentially. Like
Okay. So I want to come to I feel like because there's no physical marks anywhere, I want to like come to a conclusion that like it must have been magical. And personally, as my own character, because I have mage hand, I want to assume somebody like used a mage hand to put it there. 'Cause you can do that for
we'll say, given your expertise, there's any number of ways that somebody could have done this. There's spells that allow you to pass without trace. There's invisibility spells. There's mage hand. There's teleportation spells. Or it could have just been somebody who is really good with stealth checks or nature checks where they can cover their tracks really well. Like you've seen, it takes a skilled hand. It's not something anybody could do, but it's certainly by no means impossible.
Okay. 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 Elaine thinks it was herself. She would use mage hand from a distance.
Who knows? Could have been anybody. Could have been there the whole time.
Do you think if someone managed to steal it from Killcash, it might be better for us to hold on to his bow and then wait till our journey's over and give it back? Or
Yeah, probably, because it'd be weird if he magically had his bow back,
are we
or
gonna
if it
tell
was
him
even.
though? Because I think we both know if we tell him, he's gonna demand for it back.
I know he'll demand for it back.
So we're not gonna say anything.
Uh, unless he needs it, and or until we get to Waterdeep, probably.
Probably a good idea.
Did we hear the conversation where his driver said he'd buy him a new one? Or no?
Yeah, that would have been when everybody was all together.
Guys. Well, we could always wait until his driver buys him a new one. So,
Am I able to hear
Dude.
this?
No.
No, they would be at their own wagon.
Fuck.
Maybe he'll let you roll for it later, but maybe we should lock it in one of our lock and key little chests.
I have it in my bag of holding here.
Man,
This
is off character. It's pretty sad when my own party doesn't trust me with shit. First they fuck with my wine, now my bow.
It's not that we don't trust you. We wouldn't want someone to find your bow and be like, "Wow, buddy, I thought you said you couldn't find that. Did you kill him? Oh, you must be lying." And then also, we're gonna give you the bow back after you get another one, so that you can sell it or have two.
Then you have two bows.
Why?
Or you have.
That'd be stupid though. To have two bows.
But if your bow was just used to commit a crime, I would not want to give that to you and incriminate you. And we are being under constant watch, so it's not that we don't trust you.
We are all suspects, a part of this murder.
I just want to kill someone.
We can tell.
Alright, you guys can go back now.
Yeah, I think we'll hold on to it until the trip's over, give it back to him.
If you want, I can give you the crossbow for you to put in your bag of holding.
Well, this is gonna. That was off character. I'm not saying that as character, so we'll wait.
He's saying as Muffin he feels betrayed, not as Killcash.
Cash has no clue.
Kilgash is unaware. He's enjoying some breakfast sausages at the moment.
And a good beer. Or mead. Or whatever.
Are you gonna roll for Killcash to see if he can catch on to us?
No, he would be a good distance away. He wouldn't
So,
suspect anything.
here, Ray, I'll give you the crossbow so you can hold on to it and you can return it to him. Since you know him longer than me.
Ray sighs and she'll take it. Yeah.
It's just a heavy crossbow.
I hope I have a chance to defend Killcash's life with it for him to see that I have it and him get mad at me, but that's just me manifesting. Yeah, I'll take it and then we'll start our day or whatever.
All right. In that case, if y'all have nothing else to do, y'all will go ahead and get started on your 4th day.
Perfect. I'd like to confront Jamna.
Sure.
We'll have to decide to talk.
Yeah, at some point in the day when y'all are walking along the wagons, you're welcome to grab her to the side.
Are you sure you know nothing about this? Because I don't like when suspicion's thrown upon us. Me. This is just what I'm saying to her.
She looks at you and goes, "What are you talking about?"
Okay. Well, the crossbow was found in my wagon.
Y'all's wagon.
Yes.
She gives you a devious little smile and goes, "Aveline, I never thought you would have done it."
Oh, Jamna. Jamna. Would have been you or somebody else a part of the organization, or could it have been a third party?
What are you asking?
The person who basically who killed him, is it someone part of the organization or a third party who did this? Because assuming there might be other members of the Zentarum along the wagon route.
She looks at you and goes and says, "Only 2 members of the organization here are you and me. So, can rule out that it was anybody else. But as for who killed them, maybe I was rifling around their goods to see what would have happened and see what they had over there, trying to get some information, And maybe that guy just happened to walk by at the wrong time, and he was a thorn in our side anyways. So,
So you put
nobody's worse the wear for it.
So you put the crossbow in my wagon.
Well, better than putting it back with the Dragonborn.
You're lucky. All I'm gonna say, you're freaking lucky.
Of course, I'm a gnome. We're all lucky.
Just shake my head. You know I can't defend you against them much longer.
Against who?
The other people in the party looking to fight the cultists. They're already so suspicious.
Did you give them the whole enemy of my enemy argument?
Yes. Well, to an extent.
Well, that should be all they need to know. I'm not here to hurt any of them. The organization is strictly against what the cultists are doing, so I'm here to fight them in only the ways that our organization can.
Alright, fine. The red cloak dude, he knows magic, and he's very suspicious of my familiar. Like,
I have noticed.
can't see my familiar. Thought I'd give you a heads up.
Indeed, he seems to be a bit troublesome.
Do you know anything else about him that the organization might know?
Not much else. He seems like he might be a red wizard of Thay, but as to sort of any prominence that he might hold, it's hard to say.
Does Aveline know what a red wizard of Fey is?
Give me a history check. Nope. You're like, well, he does wear red. He does know magic, so red wizard. That checks out.
Okay. Perfect. Alright. Well, do you mind, like, just letting me know some things ahead of time before you do it? Like
Well,
putting the
unfortunately, it
crossbow.
was like I said, I didn't mean to get caught. It was just one of those unfortunate timing sorts of things.
Alright. I'll let you off the hook this time.
She
I'm
gives
just
you a
gonna...
little curtsy. Well, thank you, my dear.
You're lucky. It's only because of you in this position. I'm just gonna walk away. Shake my head a little bit. You see my tail's like whipping behind me, similar like an annoyed cat.
She returns back to guarding the meat and mead caravan with Kilcash. And y'all go on your way. Is there anything else y'all want to do on the fourth day?
I'd like to gather the party.
Okay, we'll call it's the fourth night then. When y'all are getting ready for dinner, y'all can all get pulled aside.
Sorry, I had to go pee and I got side tasked with something. I couldn't. If you were wondering where I was.
Wait, did you
Sure.
miss that entire conversation?
I probably.
Well, then
Perfect.
Well,
It's gonna
your
get
character wouldn't
explained.
have known anyways. So.
I was, I was that's what I was
Totally fine.
saying. If Aveline was gonna say anything, because then, yeah. Anyways,
We're gathering the party members. At nighttime. We're gonna have a little chit chat. So
By all means, you've got the three of them pulled off to the side after dinner.
yeah. Assuming Jamma's not there.
Nope.
Well, so I know who killed him. It was an accident. Can't say the crossbow stealing was an accident. Yeah, it was an accident.
how was it an accident?
Some investigating of the cultists. And they got caught. So someone had to die.
I don't know if I would call that an accident, but maybe a cover up.
Yeah, the cover up.
You're squirming a lot.
Your tail is still uncontrollably whipping back and forth.
Yeah, the tail don't lie, unfortunately. Well, okay. I'll give it to you guys straight then. Since this is going to be a long journey. Jamna was doing some investigating. And she got caught, so she killed the guy. Kelcash, don't worry. Your crossbow is safe.
Where's my baby?
It's
I
in storage.
I will admit to Kilcash. I'll say I have it. I wasn't sure if you'd want it back since they're still suspicious of us, and I know your guard was going to buy you a new one. Or guard, your leader.
Caravan.
Would you like it back right now?
We'll wait for now, just in case.
Okay. Yeah, I can't lie. I was a little suspicious of Jamna only because no witnesses, no kind of tracks, and then for it materializing, that felt, I don't know, felt right up her alley to slink around undetected, but hopefully that doesn't cause any problems for us since we're already kind of being.
Oh, we're already under suspicion, so.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't fall on us.
Well, it seems like the rest of the caravan believes in us. just not the cult members who we were following, investigating, maybe doing some killing.
Hmm.
But the most suspicious person of us is now dead.
Yeah, but I don't know. They can only think it's either us or them, and I don't know. I still feel like something might come our way because of it, but I mean, maybe that'll keep them sidetracked long enough that we can get a step ahead of them. We'll just have to be really careful.
So yeah, thought I would share that with the group. It was Jamna who killed him, but she was trying to do some investigating of the cult.
Did she learn anything? Do you know?
I don't think she got much. I don't think she got much. No, she got caught early.
Okay, but if she found out anything, would she have even told us?
Chance no. I mean, maybe me, because we have history.
I'll say Ray kind of just looks at Aveline a little sus after catching her trying to lie to her yesterday. Maybe a little butthurt, but she hides it and just goes, okay.
If you want, I can question her again and see. Man, it's a void.
Closed session.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I can go question her again and see if I can get any more information, see what she's learned. But I feel like she probably didn't get much, or she will end up revealing it in due time.
I wouldn't tell you to go say anything. Even though she kind of is a little, she's going rogue and has her own plan. I don't want her to feel like we're interrogating her to where it kind of spooks her off. I guess we'll let her do her own thing. Hope our paths don't get too crossed up or tied up, and hope that she would share something with us because she wants us to know. She'll tell us. If she doesn't want us to know, she's gonna lie. So there's no point in really trying to interrogate.
That's the
So
thing about dealing with the Zentarum is
No, I think this is the first time you've said that to them.
no, I'm pretty sure when I first joined them back in the tavern, I ended up showing off the Zentarum coin.
Did you tell
Yeah, I'm
Ray
pretty sure
and
I took the
Coquette?
Everyone was at our tavern when I first joined, doing the little meeting with what's his name, and
I
I
mean,
did mention the Zentarum is interested in this as well, and they're like, oh, okay. Whether everyone at the table knew what the Zentarum is a different story.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that this wasn't the first time they were hearing about it.
I don't know. I feel like this is the first time.
This
I
is
remember you
probably
like
the first time you've referenced Jamna
I think
being Zentarum.
Onthar. Yeah, it's the first time I mentioned Gemna Zentarum. But Onthar, the Order of the Gauntlets guy, he recognized it all.
Okay, yeah, I remember that now.
Let's say Ray won't bother trying to say anything else, knowing that Aveline will probably shrink up and not respond anymore, so she just lets it be.
Really knows she's not supposed to mention anything about the organization.
That too.
Because it's a top secret organization.
And to your point, Seth, Aveline or Ray would probably know that, like, hey, they're kind of known for deception, and you're better not crossing swords with.
Yeah, that too.
At least not without backup.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Anything else y'all want to cover before y'all move on?
I don't know if what we assume that Aveline said everything with that night as far as when she found the bow and like the fact that he was like waving at her familiar. I don't know if that's something that would have necessarily been brought up.
Yeah, I'll mention it, saying that the red cloaked guy, he's a red wizard, or he's a red wizard of the Fae. I don't know what that is. Maybe Ray knows the
Of
name.
the Fae.
I'm gonna say, based off your history check before, you in fact do say that he is a red wizard of the Fae.
Does that give me any information? That's the first I'd heard the Fae mentioned with that.
You would certainly have knowledge of the Fae, and you have at least some knowledge of the different organizations within, though you wouldn't be entirely familiar with all of them. But that is a new one to you. You've never heard of the Red Wizards of the Fae.
Evelyn, don't remember. It's a red wizard.
Yeah, she really leaned in on the Red Wizard part. That's what she understood.
Yeah. He wears red cloaks, so he's a red wizard.
So I don't know if we need to. I don't know, the fact that they know that we can see them through your familiar. I'd hate for them to bait us into like watching them or something in that. Assuming Ray knows enough with her magic, knowing that's how Jamna had gotten in, and like without getting caught or anything. Um, I don't know if we need to. Hell, if we could set a trap for them or some kind of game plan, because I don't know, the wave that's kind of taunting, and definitely what made me would have think that they had something to do with everything. If you came back after that and found your bow or his bow.
Yeah, just trying to think what kind of trap we could set up.
I guess I'll dangle that, and then we can go through the night brainstorming until next time the three of us are back together. Killcash, do you have any opinions?
On
Huh? As far as trying to maybe, I don't know. I think if there'd be a way. I'm sure they have enough guards. There'd always be someone in their cart that we couldn't really find a way in to spy on them. But I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either. I just
I
want to
mean,
keep an
there
eye
is
on them.
a way, but I don't think I can really do much with that wizard there. Because it feels like he can see magic. Hence my familiar.
We keep saying we'll keep an eye out, but I'm kind of wanting to start some shit at this point.
Same.
They won't do enough that it feels reasonable for us to just like pull the weapons out. That's frustrating.
You'll also recall, Laosin and Ontharfrim's specific instructions were to lay low and specifically gather information and follow them, that you're not to engage in combat, because as far as you know, the map leads to Waterdeep. You know they're not going to end there, but you don't know anything else.
Sorry, I'm getting new intel. The angel on my shoulder told me not to do it. So I was just
You
kidding.
y'all do whatever you want. I'm just reminding you that the original mission was,
No,
since that would have been months ago now, like reminding
low
you
and
that the mission
follow.
is to follow.
no, it was definitely the devil on my shoulder telling me to say that. And yeah, I don't know.
Shit.
We keep saying keep an eye out, and that really just kind of means we're gonna sit around until someone fucks with us again. But
Kill them.
Keep watching.
keep
Okay.
no.
Having had all that conversation and that lovely sharing of information, y'all all head to bed for the night. I assume y'all will do your normal shifts. It sounds like y'all are just gonna sort of, again, maybe set up some additional traps or magic countermeasures, but y'all aren't going to make any moves of your own.
Yeah.
Mm,
Maybe.
I hate when there's things I want to do, but I don't know enough about anything. I feel like I can't really do anything. Is there anything with like from my time in the Fae of like, like kind of like how I had Fool's Gold, like any kind of I don't want to say illusions, but something like that that could help me as far as like maybe setting something out to see if anyone like messes with it or if you get what I'm trying to very
Yeah,
vaguely.
I mean, so there's like the minor illusion cantrip. There are different levels of illusion spells that you could set up where you could essentially place an illusion somewhere and just sit nearby, hidden, and wait to see if anybody interacts with it.
Well, I guess I was thinking more of like magical items in a way of like how there was Fool's Gold or like I don't know if there's anything that I could put out that might look like it might be worth something to try to bait someone to show up or I don't know. I don't know enough about all the random D&D world kind of magical things to know if there's something. I'm sure there's something out there that Ray would probably know about that I would not, as far as like other countermeasures that aren't just spells, because sadly a lot of the spells and cantrips I picked out are like all pretty much combat based except for like the language one that I chose. So
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure with her imagination she could think of something like that could be valuable, especially with her time in the Fae, but she certainly doesn't have anything on her that would be able to do that.
okay, then never mind.
Okay, on to the 5th day. Y'all sleep through the night, do your shifts, all that kind of stuff. There doesn't seem to be any interruptions. In fact, Aveline, as you're on your shift and you've got your familiar on the lookout, you don't actually seem to notice Isbaros anywhere. Um, he seems to be notingly absent, but then again, he could just be sleeping in one of the wagons or something like that.
And there's still the 6 guards on duty right now.
Yep. So maybe it was just a coincidence that you saw him multiple nights in a row.
It doesn't really feel much of a coincidence.
The
Okay.
next morning, as y'all are getting ready to set out Kilcash, you notice that there seem to be quite a few eyes on you, and quite a few members of the cultists seem to be grumbling. But nobody making a move to you.
Nobody making a move, but they got their eye on me. Noted.
Yep, they got the stink eye.
I'll give them a fucking stink eye, alright.
It just so happens that your wagon is going to be leading the sort of, we'll call them civilian wagons, the other groups of wagons aside from those you think belong to the cultists. And Isbaro Joss is sitting on the back of another wagon, the wagon in front of you, resting. And as y'all proceed throughout the day, he seems to just be relaxing there. He seems to be playing with some magic lights in his hands, gazing about, doing nothing. Until eventually you just see him sort of stare back at your wagon. Can I get a Arcana check from you?
Who?
You.
The mage, the wizard guy is staring right at you, dead in the eyes.
Well, I zoned out. I couldn't tell if he was talking to me or... Eek. 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. Also give me a perception check.
Perception is 2.
Oof. He's just been kind of goofing off in the back of the wagon. When you look at him, he just looks like a goofy wizard, and you're like, ugh, mages. What weirdos. If he was if he was a real man, he'd be walking on the ground like the rest of us. Um, right as you think that, one of the horses leading your wagon all of a sudden goes into a rampage and starts whinnying, jumping all over the place, and takes off, um, leading the wagon off the road right next to you. And you're going to have to make a dexterity saving throw as it drives it off the road into a ditch.
10.
With a 10, you fail.
Go
The
figure.
wheel goes right over your foot, and you take
Bruh.
You have broken toe.
4 points of damage.
Damn.
Yeah, we're good. I still got plenty.
You also get knocked prone, but given
What?
the
Bruh.
circumstances, that's not going to be
You're on the ground. Cursing, swearing.
yeah, it's not going to be a big deal given the situation. Unfortunately, oh no,
The horse is dead.
I meant to roll that in person, but um, you just hear the large crash as the wagon seemingly flips over, like flips over itself and on top of the horses that were leading it into the ditch. And you see Jamna sprint over to the wagon. What do you do?
Which one's Jamna again?
The gnome traveling with you.
Oh, the midget.
Jamna
Okay.
Green Silver. Mm-hmm.
Quick, check the beer cart guy. Make sure he's okay. For some reason, the horse went berserk.
At this point, the whole caravan has stopped, and people are getting out to see what happened. Beer cart guy rolled a nat 1.
Oh no.
As you go up to investigate the wagon, the one horse that had been afraid seems to have most of its legs broken and is just still screaming in pain in the trench. And underneath him, you see the beer cart guy unmoving, face down into the dirt with the weight of a bunch of various boxes and things, as well as the horse and wagon on top of him.
Quick, we need to put this horse out of his misery and save beer cart guy.
Okay, I'll assume if you would want to, the horse is like underneath a bunch of weight as well. If you went over to offer a quick strike, you could end it.
What? Didn't you say I was knocked prone?
I assume you also have gotten up to run over at this point.
Yeah. I need to save my boy.
All right. I'll say you deliver a quick strike to the horse and put it out of its misery. The other horse is knocked to the ground, but seems fairly okay. The wagon leader, the beer guy, is still unmoving underneath.
I want to move the boxes and the horse.
Okay. At this point, Aveline and Ray, y'all probably would have had a chance to run up and help if you would like.
Yeah. I'll run up and help move some stuff.
Okay, in that case, Kilcash, give me a strength check with advantage. Or let's just do an athletics check with advantage.
Brother, I was gonna say strength. I have 6 in. Where's my athletics?
It should be a strength
6.
skill.
Yeah. 6. And you said with advantage?
Mm-hmm. Because you got people helping you.
15.
15. You're able to sort of move the different things around. You still don't have a bunch of space around him. Like the space isn't completely cleared, but you've at least got most of the weight off of Beer Cart Guy. You notice he's barely breathing.
Rick, we need to do need to get this horse out of the way and give him immediate first aid. He needs our help.
Uh,
I'll keep clearing rubble.
so I can run up and
Go
do. Am I able to do healing hands on the horse, or like kill Cash try to kill the horse?
The horse is dead.
He already killed the horse.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, fuck that horse.
Well, I'll offer.
To be fair, it was dying.
I'll offer healing hands to the guy. Roll a number of d4s equal to your proficiency bonus. If you're allowing me to do that.
Go for it.
So 2d4, I think. So that's my proficiency at the moment. Not much, but it's something.
It's something. He seems to at least stabilize. But as you look down from where the weight fell on him, it's unlikely he's going to have use of his legs for the time being. Without describing it, it's a brutal scene.
I guess any other potions probably wouldn't do much for him either with how severe the damage is, or...
Correct. I mean, thankfully, depending on how wealthy he is, y'all are outside of Waterdeep, and there should be some high-level clerics that could potentially help him. But otherwise, his fate's looking pretty grim.
Do we know how exactly this happened with the cart? Kilcash?
I was just sitting there, and then I felt something. I looked back at this wizard guy, but he was just being a wizard guy. And I turned back around, and then a few seconds later, for some reason, the horse goes berserk, and I don't know why. It just went on a rampage, and then went off course, and then this happened.
Each of y'all give me a perception check.
Yeah.
13.
Okay, we'll say, Ray, you got the highest, so we'll say that you realize as you're sort of talking to Kilcash about this and trying to take care of the meat guy. You notice that there are several cultists looking on from a distance. Some of them snickering and others still staring daggers at Kilcash.
Oh. So if you said the cart flipped over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean
it's contents are everywhere?
We need to well, I guess for now the meat guy, we can try transferring him to somewhere to sit, maybe on our cart. Either, I don't know how, something for him hanging off, and then getting, I guess, any of the valuables. I'm not sure would we be delayed and sticking around because of this, or would we just grab what we can and move on?
I think Kilcash, from having guarded the wagon, you would know where his lockbox with gold is from the travels. Thankfully, his whole point was to be selling food and beverages to people along the road trip, and y'all have come to the end of the road trip, so most of what he brought he's sold at this point. So really the only valuables he would have is his lockbox that he would keep his earnings in. And also, y'all are able to find that, Kilcash, since you know where it would have been on the wagon.
Okay.
The meat guy, on the other hand, is still unconscious, but y'all are able to carry him over to your cart, and we'll just say that y'all lay him for the time being next to Aaron.
I guess we'll say we put him down, and while Kilcash is grabbing any of his valuables, and then maybe after that, me and Aveline are maybe bent over picking up some of the stuff that fell astray from the cart, and I just kind of nod my head in the direction, and I'm like, they're snickering at us. They had something to do with this.
Oh,
They
definitely.
Do
But
I overhear this conversation?
Sure. At this point, we can say you're back there, sort of cleaning some stuff up.
I,
The wagon itself is going to be unrecoverable, and the other leaders have said probably best to just set it on fire. Should light pretty easy given all the wood and alcohol soaked into it. But generally, it's considered rude to just like leave stuff like this on the side of the road.
so I hear Ray say, Killcash hears Ray say that the cultists were snickering at us.
Mm-hmm.
like nod my head without really trying to look in their direction, even though I'm sure they know that we're aware. Let ask Aveline if she has any idea what kind of spell could do something like this.
I know this is
Yeah.
probably not going to sound great in your guys' ears, but am I allowed to go in an intimidating roar and like go after him? Because I'm pissed now.
Well, first, let me get a Arcana check from Ray and Aveline
That's fine.
from y'all's knowledge of magic.
15.
Ray, I would say with a 9, like it's within a reasonable like thought, given your knowledge of magic, that this could happen. Aveline, you can specifically think of certain types of spells that could cause something like that to happen. There's enchantment spells that can directly cause an individual or a creature to like have mind altering effects, or there's illusion magic that could have created some sort of illusion that frightened it. Though in that instance, it would be unusual. It would be very high level magic for an illusion only to be like visible by one being. Usually, you create it in the world, and like everybody could witness it.
Right. So it's more within
But it's
reason.
possible. Like there are schools of magic that very much could have caused an effect like this.
Yeah, it's more within reason to assume it was more of like a mind altering one instead of an illusion one.
It's reasonable to believe something like that could have happened.
Yeah. Okay. It's within reason that it was done by a spell of sorts. Mind
Then I
altering
guess
or illusion.
maybe Ray goes to say, well, what should we do about it? Maybe mid of that sentence.
Yeah, Killcash is going to intimidate. Are you just going over to the group of cultists that are like snickering, Muffin?
I I scream at the top of my lungs, and then I want to like charge at him. Because
Okay.
I'm, like I said, I'm pissed.
Okay.
How many of people are there at the group that he's charging at?
Probably around 10.
Fuck.
Maybe say like closer to 8, given some of them will be wandering around doing other stuff. So explain to me exactly what you're doing, Muffin, and what you're trying to accomplish.
I stand up, I look in their direction, I shout at the top of my lungs, looking at them with murderous intent, and then, yeah.
You charge them?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Intimidation, where is that? Okay.
10. A couple of them peel off and run over to the rest of their wagons. But some of the gruffier looking ones just stand there and watch your charge, hands on their weapons. As you approach, you see a flash of red to your side, and Asbaro Joss steps out from behind a wagon and goes, Whoa, what's with all the noise? What's going on here? He sees you charging at them and goes, Hold, friend, what's the problem?
I look at him with bloodlust in my eyes and tell him, get out of my way.
He says, I am over here already out of your way, sir. If you could just take a moment. What is it that these other men have done.
Either you be quiet and stay out of this, or you're gonna be part of it.
He's going to make an appeal to over towards Aveline and Ray and says, hello, could y'all potentially do something about your friend? We don't want any violence here.
Aveline, what's the vibe?
I mean, you can go stop him. You've known him longer. You know how to stop him, right?
I don't know, like.
Y'all have taken too long, and with a frown, he goes, fine, I'll do it myself. He upcasts a sleep spell, and Muffin falls to the ground instantly.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him roll for it to see if he. Oh no!
You don't resist. It's a matter of hit points.
It's just Killcash that falls asleep, right?
Yes, Killcash has fallen asleep.
Now,
Because Killcash, how much HP do you have after losing the 4?
33.
Yeah, so that would have been a level 3 sleep. He says, now then, as I was saying, we don't want any violence. We're all almost to our destination. If y'all would please escort your friend back to your carts, and we may all be off.
Between me and Aveline, will we even be able to haul him off? Like dead weight?
Probably wouldn't be able to carry him, but you'd be able to drag him back to
we'll
the carts.
drag him. We'll drag him by his feet. I'd go bonk, bonk, bonk.
If I go bonk, 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 don't I wake up?
Yeah, you have to take damage to wake up, but by the time they get back to the cart, I'll assume they just they kind of shove you awake.
We'll just smack, 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 smack across the face a few times.
Killcash wake up. Like, did I get him? Did I hurt him?
Where am I?
Killcash, your alcohol's all gone.
He immediately jolts up. Y'all, Killcash, last thing you knew, you were talking to this red wizard, and then you looked back at the cultist who had their hands on your weapon, and then all of a sudden you open your eyes again, and you're back sitting in the cart next to Arun, the golden deer. Y'all can hear sort of voices from the rest of the caravan, and you see a light out of the corner of your eyes as flames begin to take over the overturned cart on the side of the road, and people are getting ready to move again.
Is there any kind of protection we can cast for like our cart or our horse to try to make sure this doesn't happen again? I don't know if I have anything like that.
I don't have anything like that.
While you may not have anything like that from your earlier Arcana checks, you'll remember that any casting of magic, unless somebody does something specific, generally requires components to cast, like verbal components or material or somatic motions. So that's something you can be on the lookout for in terms of like, hey, if somebody's waving their hands at our general direction, hey, if I see them sort of like doing that and holding like a little orb in their hand and like saying something under their breath, like, hey, that's suspicious. But yeah, I don't think any of y'all have counter spell if you're actually looking at like countering magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Killcash, how are you doing? You're a bit groggy.
Pissed.
I asked, yes, and then I asked him what happened.
Well, you ate shit back there, and then we had to drag you back. And then Ray looks at Aveline and goes, "That's the red wizard, right? With the red cloak?"
Yeah. Red wizard.
Yeah, the red wizard of Fae.
A fae, yep.
I look at him.
Totally what Aveline heard.
I look at him and tell him, be careful of that wizard, but when night strikes and everyone's asleep, I don't care what you two say, I am ambushing their cart.
No.
Killcash, we all want the same things, but you went out there charging at 8 different people, all with weapons. We want the same things, but we gotta find a smart way to do it.
I
Because
said when they're asleep.
How many days are left? 2?
Like
Y'all
one.
should arrive on the morning of
Like we
tomorrow.
just have one night to go.
Yeah, I say we stick it out. Maybe see what they do when we get there.
No.
I mean, we're meeting up the other group tomorrow. I'm assuming it would be tomorrow or the
They
day.
almost killed the beer cart guy. And
Yeah,
they
but
joke about it.
sending you out on a suicide mission isn't really going to be much better. I guess we wouldn't know what their business is or where they plan on going when we get there, but I don't know.
That's what you're there to figure out.
Yeah.
If we get there in the morning and they're still trying to follow us around, that gives us more than enough reason to really do something about it. We need to get out of here.
You guys can stay at the carts and protect people, do all you want, but I am doing what I'm doing.
At this point, y'all are beginning to move, and Janna, who's just been sort of standing nearby quietly, comes up and says, "Look, I'm with you. The beer cart guy was a good guy. He took me on, just at your word. What they did, well, what they probably did was a dirty move. But we got to be careful about how we think about this. I tell you what I always like to do when I want to get back at somebody later. I think about their faces, and I remember them, and I think about them every night before I go to bed. That way, when I'm standing over them with a knife, it's all the more satisfying."
Yeah. Just like that.
She says that to Killcash, who I don't know how you feel about that, but she's giving you a lovely little tip of bloodlust.
I'm just behind her, thumbs up, nodding.
That might be your term of a little bit of bloodlust, but that's different from the way I was when I grew up.
Funny you say that. Give me an insight check.
Inside, of course, it's a fucking 0. 19.
19. As you start to think about your childhood, you realize, in fact, that your memory of your childhood's quite blank. You hadn't really thought about it before because you're the kind of guy that's always looking forward, next couple steps ahead, not lingering in the past. But you're having trouble placing any details about your childhood. You just see sort of shadowy figures and faces, but no details for some reason.
Balls, can you look at what I sent you when you get the chance? Assuming, unless the session's about to end, then I guess I have no reason to need to send that, but...
What's happening?
So I was just messaging me something on the side. All right, Muffin, go ahead and finish your thoughts. I just wanted to add that color as you think of, like, as you were raised, and you're like, wait a second, as I was raised, like, you kind of get lost in your memories for a second, or your lack of.
I mean, I don't really say much.
Okay, we'll assume then, as you say, like, that's not the same kind of like way I was raised or something like that, and then you just sort of look off into the distance and sort of just disappear in your mind for a moment. With that seemingly resolved, the wagons continue to move on, um, until that night. At this point, Beer Cart Guy is actually woken up, though, as y'all may have suspected. He can't use his legs at the moment. They're pretty messed up. But he seems to at least be stable, and y'all are able to give him some food, give him some water, and explain to him what happened, and that y'all will be in water deep on the morrow, and that hopefully, with the money he's made on this trip, he'll at least be able to hire a cleric to help heal him. To which he actually seems to take a really positive attitude about. He's like, "Oh well, those things happen on the road sometimes. Um, try to get a discount on the horses you buy or whatnot, and sometimes you roll the die and lose on that one, literally." Um, but he seems to just shake it off as y'all suggest that you think other people may have done it or anything. He's like, "No, trust me, I've been on these trips many a time, and you never want to see it, especially not to yourself. But these things do happen. It's part of the trade."
I tuned everything out. I'm just glaring over at the other people with intense bloodlust.
Yeah, that's how the way it goes. Thumbs up, nodding.
Aveline's just like, one more day, one more day.
One more day to get through the night.
All right. Speaking of kill cash, you feel that blood rage coming.
Oh yeah.
It's nighttime. It's your shift. A lot of people are asleep. There are still at least 6 to 8 guards awake on their side, and they are all very aware.
Am I able to
I,
discern
I assume Aveline or Ray would also be awake on their shift and would
Yeah.
probably be keeping an eye on you.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to discern where Mr. Red Robes is?
You don't see him. He must be off shift at the moment.
um, about how far would you say I am from them guys?
From them,
Mm.
we'll call it like 80, 90 feet away. They've got their wagons all circled up. They've got their group patrolling the outside, and then the people who aren't on patrol actively are probably asleep in the middle.
Am I able to like stealthily make it over there?
Oh, you're welcome to try. It'll be with disadvantage.
Okay. Second, gotta look. Stealth 2. So 13.
13. You're able to get about, we'll call it about 30 feet from the caravan. But at this point, you're going to have to cross over the road, and you don't think that you'll be able to get to any closer stealthily.
Is there like a ravine or something covering the road, or like underneath the road, or is it just straight solid dirt?
It's just dirt on either side of the road. It's just a big open area that you're going to have to cross.
How am I gonna progress? How would I progress without that going unnoticed?
That's the thing. You probably can't.
What the hell's that noise? Keep hearing someone messing with something.
Also, who would be trying to keep an eye on Killcash at this time? Who's awake? It'd be one of y'all, but it can't be both because y'all would be on shifts.
Yeah, I think maybe Ray will be on.
Yeah.
Okay. Ray, give me a perception check.
I mean, I'm on shift.
Don't do that.
Ray was she was really trying to keep an eye on Kill Cash, but
She's
something about the stars tonight just was really drawing her attention, and
off in the bush going to the bathroom.
she's unaware of Kill Cash sneaking off.
I'm assuming that's not like it's I'm fully awake and just he slipped through the cracks and not like I fell asleep or something.
Yeah,
Oh.
like we'll assume you're still awake, but you are like you looked away for a minute or something like that, and you look back and you didn't see him sneak off. So you're like, "Yep, he's still on the front of his wagon up there. I'm sure."
You had one job.
I know this is probably gonna be too late, and you'll say no, Balls. But am I allowed to say like when I was leaving, while she's not paying attention, I like take her bag of holding to get my crossbow?
Yeah, definitely no.
Oh, damn it! I didn't think about that down until just now.
Everyone probably had.
A, you wouldn't have known that she wasn't paying attention in that moment. B, sneaking up to her to take the bag of holding off her person would be a hell of a check to make.
Well, like not like take it, but just like reach in there to grab the crossbow without her knowing. I know that'd still be difficult.
Again, that'd be like reaching into your back pocket to steal your wallet. Like that's gonna be tough.
And it's probably like a deep pocket too, so you're like elbows deep.
Yeah, fidgeting around in there, and
Aveline,
Ray just looks over like, excuse me.
Can I help you? Do you not have his new crossbow yet?
No, we didn't make it to town yet.
No.
That would have been when he made it to water deep.
Wow, maybe if you weren't going on a solo mission trying to get yourself killed.
Wait. I got something here. Wait. Ah! I don't know the rank. Okay. Fuck yeah. Alright. I got a javelin. I'm gonna yeet it at one.
Okay. At one of the guards?
Yeah.
Alright. Roll me an attack with advantage.
Shit. So it would be the 4. Ooh yeah, buddy. That's what I like. 20.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
1d6. 8.
8. Okay. One of the guards takes 8 points of damage, and immediately the guard next to him starts yelling, "We're under attack! We're under attack!" And the whole camp is going to wake up. You are still hidden for the moment. What are you doing in that moment?
I move back and a tad, and so like no one can see me right away. Like I lay down on the ground where it makes it harder to see.
Okay, give me a stealth check with advantage since you're still hidden.
One was stealth 2. $13.
Okay. Let me roll against that. They have a +2 to perception. All right. Well, I guess there's 2 guards. Yeah, the one you hit with the javelin definitely knows where you are. So they know the general direction that it came from, but they haven't spotted you yet.
It's
Aveline, you would be awake at this point. Ray, you would be awake and aware of what is going on generally, since you were already awake.
Do I notice that he's not in camp?
I think we both, like, as soon as we hear we're under attack, we probably both just kind of like sigh and we know.
I like look at each other, look left and right. Yeah, he's not here. Yeah, he's doing something.
Is
And
Avalon?
I would say with a dash action from where y'all are, because I don't have a map prepared for this, obviously. Y'all would be able to get to sort of roughly the area that that the cultist camp is in.
Just trying to find. Okay.
What do you
You
want
want
to
to
do?
go to the cultist camp,
Not really.
or do you want to
But
go check out what they're yelling about?
yeah.
I'm assuming Jamna's awake as well.
Oh yeah, she's
Well,
already moving in that direction.
Okay, she's already moving. Okay. Alright. I'll start moving as well.
Okay. By the time you'll finish your movement, like your action to dash over there, you'll probably see Muffin doing like a backwards army crawl, trying to get a bit of distance away.
Do we see him before we make it over to them?
Uh, I would say so. Like, y'all sort of see him. We'll say like he's maybe just below a ridge or something like that by the road. Um, but you see that there's two cultists, one with a javelin sticking out of his leg. Um, as he rips it out, they're both moving in Muffin's general direction.
Do I have time to cast a spell?
Nope, you used your action just to get over there.
I guess the same goes for me too.
Yep.
Okay. So then I guess we just stand there, mouths gaping open, staring at him, pissed.
What if I used my cunning action to dash?
Fair. Yeah, you could have used your bonus action to dash.
And
Could
then
have.
use an action to do a cantrip spell.
Okay, go for it. What are you
Okay.
thinking?
I'd like to cast. I'm going to butcher this. Actually, no. I'm just going to put this in.
Thaumaturgy?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like to create a sound that originates from a different point within range. And I'd like to do like the sound of like bushes ruffling away from where Muffin is. So if Muffin's backing up, then put it more to further away from him.
Okay. Does it say what they would need to? Do you have minor illusion as well, by any chance?
What do you mean?
The spell.
Minor illusion. I do have level 1. Just gotta keep scrolling.
I just want to see because there's like an illusion
I have
that you can
silent
immediately
image.
tell it's an illusion if you pass a certain check.
I have
Intelligence investigation. Okay, so we'll do that against your spell save DC.
I also have silent image.
Your spell save DC is a 10. Do you not have any points in intelligence?
My intelligence is 11, so it's a 0.
Okay, so no, it would be a 10 then.
Although saving throws, I have.
One of the guards is fooled by your thing, and they sort of look at each other and go, "Let's split up." And the wounded one is like sure that no, in fact, the direction that this javelin came from is over here, and he continues to move in Kilcash's direction. But the other guard goes to investigate the source of the noise you created.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Next turn of combat. I'm just sort of playing this here like it's not official combat at this point because people are still trying to figure out what's going on. we'll start with Muffin since you initiated this. What are you up to?
Sorry, I had an itch.
At this point, one of the guards is quickly approaching you. The other one has run off in another direction from a loud sound that was created.
How close would you? The guard that's approaching me is the one I hit with the javelin, right?
Mm-hmm.
How close would you say he is to me?
Probably like 15 feet away at this point.
Perfect. I'm going to use my acid breath in his direction.
Okay. What do they need to do? They need to make a. Is it a dex save for that?
Yeah, dex save. I don't know what the dex save is.
He
I've
failed.
never.
Man's leg is injured.
He definitely failed.
So. I don't even know why I have to freaking roll for this thing because I've never even used it before. Would you know, Bulls?
What? The acid breath?
Yeah.
If you haven't like added an ability for it in Roll20, then you would just have to look it up separately.
I got the page where it says black acid 5 by 30-foot line, but I don't know why I have to. Oh. When you use each creature in the area of the exaltation must make a saving throw type which the creature takes 2d6 on a DC on a failed.
Okay.
So okay.
So 2d6.
Five.
Okay, he takes 5 points of damage. At this point, he has a gore in his leg and is covered in acid and is generally very unhappy and for sure now knows where you are.
Good.
To which he is going to pull out a mace and run up and try and attack you. And you are on the ground prone, so he has advantage. And he hits you. That's going to do 8 points of damage.
Did it beat my armor class?
Yep. He rolled a 21.
Brother. On.
So he just runs up to you and smacks you on the noggin. Aveline and Ray, what are y'all doing at this point? Killcash is in full-on combat, and you hear noise coming from the direction of the cultist area.
Have they noticed?
Nobody else has come out yet, aside from the two.
So those two are locked in combat. Nobody else sees them fighting quite yet.
Not yet.
I guess it'd probably be best for us to split just so that we can have still some surprise. But I also want to use... I'm assuming I'm close enough that I can cast a spell that would reach them.
Yep. I'd say you're within like 30 feet now.
I will cast
your movement.
Blast after, or to the person that's attacking Muffin now. Yeah. Do I get any kind of advantage since I don't know where I am, or does that not work with spells?
It can work with spells, but at this point they're in combat, so I think they're aware of what's going on, or they're expecting attacks.
Okay, well then I got that 11.
Yep, and that's gonna miss.
Rip. Does it at least help him out in any kind of way if he like reacts and gives Muffin some sort of something, you know?
Nope.
Rip. I'll try to make my way closer to get his attention so that he... Well, assuming I can, I don't know if I'm allowed to still move closer, but at least yell out to him to get his attention to keep him from attacking.
Sure. What do you say?
I mean, I just yell out like, "Hey, leave him alone." I don't know. Still kind of just scrambling, pissed that I'm having to do it anyways.
All right. Aveline, what do you do?
Evelyn's shaking her head. Um, I'm going to assume my familiar is already out and about.
You would have been asleep, so it would have, in fact, not be out and about.
No, would it have gone back to my shadow or whatever?
Yep, I think as an action you can summon it.
I want it to do something this turn. That's not going to happen. Alright. So the other people on camp are starting to make their way over to the sound, right?
Yep.
I'm going to cast everyone's favorite. I'm gonna cast this again. It's a cantrip. I'm going to put it on the other side of camp and make it sound like fighting noises, like swords crossing paths and stuff.
Okay.
That's it. That's kind of my turn.
All right. Seemingly out of nowhere, a throwing knife is going to just land straight in the chest of the guard that's attacking Muffin at the moment. And that's going to deal... Where was it? I rolled this just before.
How the fuck is this guy not dead?
7 points of damage. And he indeed does die.
Finally. Fucker took a lot.
To which he sees sort of Jamna standing next to a wagon nearby with her hand outstretched, clearly having just thrown that throwing dagger, and just smiles as she uses her cunning action to fall back into the shadows behind the wagon. At this point, several guards emerge from the camp, including Isbara, Joss, and some of the ones that you recognize as wagon leaders from the other side. And the guard that you distracted momentarily with the sound of the bushes is at this point charging back at Kilcash. One of the leaders from the other wagon just goes, "Everybody, hold on! What's going on?" To which he sees Kilcash covered in a bit of his own blood, as well as some of the blood of the man that was slain just in front of him. And he looks at Kilcash. You talked about having bloodlust in your eyes. You can see it now in about the 6 eyes of the other cultists staring at you. You've got about 30 seconds to explain yourself, or this is going to end poorly.
He's saying this to me.
Yep.
Am I allowed to get up and do what I want to do?
If you'd like. Aveline and Ray, y'all are also close enough that y'all would be able to respond.
How many people are around that aren't us?
At this point, there are 6 cultist caravan guards / leaders, as well as Isbara Joss, and at this point, one of the other guards from the other civilian wagons, or I'll just say some other person has appeared as well. Maybe it's the leader of y'all's caravan has shown up.
So since I'd casted something last turn, I wasn't really able to get much closer. I'd say I'm still just at a distance watching, so I don't know what the fuck he's up to or has planned next.
I'm still a distance away. I didn't run up.
So you're still, hidden.
I'm just watching at this point in
Oh,
time.
it sounds like Killcash. It's up to you. What do you want to? How do you want to respond?
And who did you say he's asking me this? The wizard dude?
No, it's just one of the more veteran-looking members of the cultist wagon group.
I look at him
The wizard guy is also standing nearby, though he seems to be a bit more even-tempered.
I stand there and look at the guy that asked me with blood all over, bloodlust in my eyes. I give him the finger.
Yes. Yes. Very mature. Um, would you care to explain what's going on here then? Or are you just going to flick us off?
I just stand there with intense bloodlust in my eyes. I don't say a word back. Like, because I'm that pissed.
These 6 guards unsheath their weapons and begin taking a step towards you. To which Isbara steps forward and goes, hold friends, hold friends. I see what seems to be going on here. Seems there was some sort of dispute in the night, and a brawl may have turned to a full-on weapons-drawn fight. In that case, it seems to have been an honorary duel. The man here took some damage himself, and his combatant was unfortunately the loser. He has fallen. Do we have any witnesses to say that it was different than this? He turns to Aveline and Ray and says, well, you two, what did you see?
You're the closer one. You can say something.
Would you ever kill us off? Because I know I have friends that have played like different campaigns. Like their DM is like not scared to like kill them. I'm just curious if that's even something in the cards right now.
I really don't want to. I will.
I had a friend who started playing. Then after like the 4th session, they were like remaking their character, and I was like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Yeah, my DM killed me."
I
Because...
like your characters. We've been playing for months with your characters.
Well, I don't know. I feel like
Bad decisions will as bad decisions do.
Muffin must not really like Kill Cash is all I'm trying to say. I don't know.
Trying to get Killcash murdered.
Um well, Ray shows, or I guess starts to step forward and says, I'm completely clueless. I was trying to keep watch and I heard all the ruckus and I rushed here to see what was going on. Um and then she very begrudgingly, you can tell, on the behalf of Killcash, says like, please, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, but if we could just take him back and leave, we will stay out of your hair until morning, and then we can part ways. I don't know. He just killed someone, so I can't see it really working out. But
With that,
The
I'm going to walk forward
okay.
and just like yawn and be like, "What's going on? I was just sleeping."
yawning, stretching.
Yeah, basically.
To your suggestion, Ray, the other guard who was standing with the one who's now dead, who had gotten distracted by the sound in the bushes, was going, no, this is bullshit. They ambushed us. They attacked us. You just gonna let them deal with that?
I did no such thing.
Isbara turns to him and goes, well, it seems that they have a different story and nobody can ascertain that. Perhaps you'd be willing to take on the Dragonborn then as a matter of honor? And he looks to his cultist leader, who just sort of throws his hands up in the air, and he's like, if you want to fight him, go for it. To which he pulls out his sword and shield and points it at Killcash and says, I'll kill you for that.
I glare right at him.
All right, well then, how about this is going to officially be a one-on-one combat then, assuming the other two of y'all don't step in. Roll me initiative.
Oh, shit. It's been a minute since we got into combat. What do you do for initiative again? Dex plus
Dexterity.
proficiency?
Just dexterity.
Dex is, 2. 7.
All right, he's gonna go first. What's your health at right now?
25.
Okay. All right. He is going to attack you with his long sword. What's your AC? You
14.
got a 14. Ah, just enough. Um, sorry, it's playing 2 songs now, and that's very distracting for me. This is killing me. There we go. All right. So then he is going to deal 5 damage.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
Well, given how angry I am, I don't like this dude because he's pissing me off. I go into rage.
Okay.
The rage, the plus, shit, where was it? +2. That doesn't go to my attack roll, does it? Just for damage.
That's right.
Okay. And then
You can reckless attack for
Nah.
advantage on your attack, but he will also attack with advantage.
Yeah, I use that as like a last resort.
Okay.
And just strength, right? Like I said, it's been a
Plus
while.
your proficiency on your weapon.
Proficiency. So wait. So it'd be. It's saying +4 on my sheet.
What's your strength modifier?
4.
It shouldn't be +4. You shouldn't be able to have higher than +3 at this point.
Remember?
Oh wait, no, y'all are
Yeah.
level 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have an 18, I guess.
Yeah, because I dumped it
strength?
in the strength.
Then yeah, you would add +6.
That's with the rage, right?
+6 to your roll to hit.
Well, it would be 7 because
+4.
my axe is +1 too.
+1. Okay, then +7 to hit.
22.
That definitely hits. Roll for damage, which you roll the damage based off whatever your weapon is. It's
It'd
probably like
be 6.
2d6 or a d12 or something.
It's a 1d12 plus. It'd be +4, but with rage it'd be 6.
+4
7.
for your strength, +1 for your weapon, +2 for rage.
Yep, 7.
So +7 again.
19.
You cut across this guy's chest, and he is just immediately already like very wounded. But he's not down for the count yet. Ooh.
I'm gonna guess that's a nat 20.
Yeah. Let's see what his damage is. You take 18 points of damage.
Half to 9.
Half to 9. That's right.
So 9. I have 11.
Okay. Your turn.
7. 24.
That hits. Okay. You slice him again, and he is like hardly able to hold up his weapon at this point, but he is still standing. Thanks, Floyd. His turn. Because of the sorry state he's in, he gives sort of a lazy swing of his long sword and misses.
My turn.
Yep.
Not my turn.
Thinking you've got the easy kill, you sort of put all your force into trying to kill him with this last strike, and you swing your axe at him, trying to behead him, and instead it gets lodged in the ground, and you'll have to use your action next turn to dislodge it.
Or can I use my fists?
If you want to. Yeah, if you don't want to use your axe, that's fine too.
Okay.
He swings and misses again because he's so freaking wounded. All right, your turn.
So since I don't have that, it'd be 6 now. 25.
Just with your fist.
I just rolled to hit. I got 25.
But why would it be +6?
The strength plus
If you're just
rage.
punching him, it would just be plus your strength.
Oh, so 23 then.
But I mean, that's more than enough. Okay. You deal 1 damage plus your strength modifier, which you said is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, that is enough to kill him. How do you want to do it? So your axe is stuck on the ground after your last swing.
Well, I got claws, so like I want to go and like.
You have claws?
Don't dragons have like long claws or whatever? Because dragon.
You know what? Sure. For color, sure.
And I go to rip his throat out.
Okay. We'll just say you take a swing at him, and your tough scales, with sort of the force of the rage and the strength behind your punch, they just rip a portion of his throat out. Certainly not able to talk about whether or not you ambushed or will be unable to snicker any longer, and he falls to the ground dead. You see a bunch of angry glares from the cultists, seeing their member fall, but Esbaro Joss just simply claps and goes, "Well, the gods have spoken. It seems that you were in the right today, sir, but I would warn you that men are not so uh, forgiving as the gods sometimes."
I just look at him and I nod. And I walk back to the cart covered in blood.
All right. Aveline, Ray, how do y'all react to that?
I'm slow clapping.
I
Muffin, you almost died.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot about that rage. If you hadn't raged and then he missed
Oh, I
on
would have
those
been
last
dead.
few attacks. Oh, when he crit, I thought I might kill you. I was like, oh my god, what are the odds? All right, well, it sounds like everybody's a bit speechless.
Yeah.
I imagine Ray and Aveline are going to keep a much closer eye on him now. Probably not getting any sleep tonight.
Oh, also, not to cut you off, I retrieved my javelin too. I take it back with me.
Sure. Yeah, go for it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say that one of the cultists picks it up since it's over by their
Oh,
wagon.
yeah, I forgot about that.
And it is lost to you. But then again, you can always buy another one later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely take that javelin. They're not letting you have that back.
I just get my axe out of the ground and I go back.
Yeah. Thankfully for the rest of the night, nothing seems to happen. And on the morrow, you can see that the 2 dead bodies of the cultists are no longer to be found. And Isbara seems to be in a surprisingly good mood. But y'all all will begin to make your journey, and before lunch, you all arrive in Waterdeep. Congratulations!
Woo!
what would have
It got
happened?
a bit hairy there at the end. I thought we might lose one of our party members, but y'all made it.
What
Fear
would
of the
have
kill
happened
cash.
if you let me do it?
Huh?
What would have happened if you let me do it?
Let you do what?
What I sent you.
Oh, well, I don't know. That'd be up to Killcash.
So basically, if he rolled bad, then he would just have to stay there for the night. You'd let me do that, and then if he rolled good, and he would just go out, and the same thing would happen. You think? I didn't know if you would make me do anything more than that.
I don't think that spell lasts very long. Did you
You
look at the
think
duration? I think it's like 10 minutes max.
I thought it was kind of like based off of level and proficiency.
I mean, let me look it up because I mean, it's one of those things that's really meant for like, hey, you see a guard, you cast it,
and then you leave.
and then you leave, and then 10 minutes later, they're like, wait a minute. It's 1 hour, so it would have worked for a time, but it wouldn't have covered you the whole night.
Enough to tie him up
Yeah.
Maybe.
and knock him out.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Congratulations, though. Y'all have made it to Waterdeep. Muffin, overnight you were able to rest, so your HP will go back to full. Reminder, level up your characters to level 5. Chapter 5, I think, is going to be relatively short, but main thing is we're going to get the whole group back together to sort of cover what everybody's been up to, the different things. Who knows, maybe some animals will show up during y'all's meeting. Then we're going to start talking about kind of the next steps. I think chapter 5 we might actually do with everyone together because it's relatively short.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll probably split up into groups for another chapter or 2 chapters after that.
We're not meeting next week, right?
We can.
That can be
don't
something
know.
we
No
can
reason
ask
not
in
to.
the chat.
I'm out
Yeah,
of
we can
town
figure that out.
next
You're out
week.
of town? Well, then probably not.
I mean,
Um,
we could maybe do Saturday if everyone's really wanting to, but yeah, I'm leaving Sunday morning.
As
okay,
long as
well,
I
we
don't
can
have to
figure it out in
work,
the
I don't
chat.
care.
We'll figure it out in the chat because I
Uh,
think Sony's the one that has to work on Saturdays.
yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
Of course, it'll be around this time earlier in the day. Um,
How early?
like what we do, because I still go in at 5, so
Okay.
not. I mean, if we need to do a little bit earlier, sure, but like, I technically still have time. I could go like another hour or so, so probably around this time again.
okay.
Okay. Well, we'll figure out when we can do the sessions all together. I still need to figure out if I want to do chapter 5 entirely as a group or if we're going to split it up. And then we'll have to figure out what groups are doing what and figure out schedules around that.
Yeah.
On a little side note here, am I able
Mhm.
to take my beer card dude and get him his medical attention?
That can be something we cover like in
Okay.
the session with everybody together. I think there's a couple things you'll want to follow up on, like getting him some help, trying to find a cure for Arun, and then meeting up with the rest of the group as well as with Leison. Will kind of be the priorities.
Okay. And I already know what I'm getting when I level up. How do you do the health again? And your hit die or something like that you have to roll?
Your health is the hit die for your class, which you can see on your class pages, plus your Constitution modifier. In terms of options for how to do that, I tell people you can either um, take just the average roll,
Mm-hmm.
or you can roll 3 times and take the average of those 3 rolls.
Yeah, because for some reason it says
If
I
you want
have
to risk it.
5, but on the right below it says I have 4. So I would say 4 hit
Yeah, because
die.
I think you have a D8 hit die,
D12.
D12. The average of a D12, I think, is a 7. So you would add 7 plus your Constitution modifier to your maximum hit points. Or you could roll the d12 3 times to see what your results are. Take the average of those 3 rolls. So if you rolled a 10, an 8, and a 9, then you would do a 9 plus 3.
So
On
I
the other
would
hand,
just
if you rolled a 2, a 4, and a 3, then it's a 3 plus 3.
I would do roll 3d12s.
Yeah, if you want to do it right now. We can
9. It looks like
9, 9, and 6. So average of that is 8. So you do an 8 plus 3.
8 plus
Or
3.
whatever. Sorry, not 3. Whatever your Constitution modifier is. I don't have it as
2.
3.
So
Okay, so 8 plus
10.
2. 10
I would
points.
have 47 HP.
Cool. Yeah, y'all are getting stronger. Slowly but surely.
Do we gain feats this level or no?
No, I think level 7 might be the next time you'll get ability score improvement. You can only do it on